Hey, welcome back everybody to Rampancy.net. I'm Nargajan, and today we're going to be playing the classic LucasArts point-and-click adventure, The Dig. Going to be driven by Jeyl, who's right above me, and commented on by me and Funk, who's right over here. Funk, you froze.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? So you're just pretending to be frozen. Great. Awesome.
Oh, thank you for that.
So we'll enjoy this game.
So
Okay.
yes,
Jeyl, anything you want to say about the game before we start?
released in 1995, The Dig was based on a concept by Steven Spielberg for a TV show, amazing stories, but the budget proved too big for television, so it was brought to a game by LucasArts, which we are going to start.
Bull's in the chat. Hi,
you're
Bull.
ready.
Yeah, 1 second here, so I'll switch over to the game as soon as you've got it running. Still seeing the pause screen.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Here we go. That opening graphic sets up 4 different things that will be important later.
Of course I miss you, darling. This is the loneliest place on Earth. Most exciting thing ever happens here is the day when it don't rain.
If there are any Cowboy Bebop fans out there, this is Steve Bloom in his pre-Spike Spiegel days.
Excuse me, darling, I got some work to do.
So you mean fans of the dub of
What the heck is that?
Cowboy Bebop?
Yes.
I'm only a fan of the subtitles. I don't like the show. I like reading the transcript.
Get on in here, Pete. We got us a big old asteroid on a 3-week collision course with Earth.
So are you suggesting that guy's a good actor?
Yes.
We
The
followed that one.
asteroid has been named Attila, after the war leader of the Huns, who devastated Europe just before the fall of the Roman Empire. Attila was first spotted in a tracking station in Borneo. According to NASA sources, the probability of impact with Earth is 99%.
5, 4, ignition, 2, 1.
And a nighttime liftoff.
Very cool.
The shuttle is up and away.
Excellent dithering.
This is not a mission the shuttle was designed for. But as Mission Commander Boston Lowe said in the press conference last night,
if the shuttle is the last hope of the human race, then it'll have to do the job, won't it? Wait a minute, folks. Let me introduce the landing team. Ludger Brink is a noted geologist. He'll evaluate our data on placement of the nuclear devices.
We have to be accurate. The idea isn't to blow Attila to bits. If we did, some of the pieces would certainly hit Earth with devastating effect.
And that's Steve Bloom again.
And now I hardly have to introduce
man
Maggie
show.
Robbins.
Wait,
to
they're
you.
both Steve Bloom?
She's probably the most well-known journalist
It's
in
Steve
the world.
Bloom all the
Luca
way
Brink.
down, man.
Maggie, you're famous for having once said that you never put up with censorship in any form. Now you're under NASA command.
Miss Robbins is a reporter by vocation, but on this mission she's...
I think I can answer the question myself, Commander Lowe. Danny, I trained for this mission, and I have work to do in laying the nuclear charges. When I come home, I'll be a reporter and tell
Which is
you all about it. But
a normal
during
thing
the
for a
mission,
reporter to
I'm
do.
part of the team, and I will obey Commander Lowe like any
Do you
good
think
soldier.
this is where they came up with the idea of Armageddon?
Maggie Robbins obeys orders.
I mean, this certainly came from Steven Spielberg first, who pushed it into Deep Impact.
While it's well known that Maggie is a prodigy at learning new languages, is this just coincidence?
Not at all. We wanted the best and the brightest for this mission. Dr. Brink and Ms. Robbins are not narrow specialists. They are resourceful, widely educated, and creative thinkers.
Does that apply to you too, Commander Lowe?
My
No,
job
I
is
am
to
a jerk.
keep everybody alive. I don't have to be brilliant. I just have to be careful. The other 2 crew members will remain with the shuttle. Ken Borden is the most experienced shuttle pilot we have. Cora Miles is our payload specialist. As you all know, she's a candidate for Congress, but we figured saving the planet is more important than campaigning.
What?
It's cheaper too.
Any parting message for the people of Earth?
We have exactly 1 chance. And we've got to do it right. Let all your prayers be with us.
And Boston Lowe is voiced by Robert Patrick, who did the T-1000. And yes, there are homages to that.
Oh, dialogue by Orson Scott Card.
Yeah.
The internet doesn't like him now. What did he do?
I'll save
He's
that
just
for later.
generally kind of a jerk.
Oh, okay.
There are specifics to go with that, but that'll do for now.
Low here. Come on out, kids. The water's fine.
Robin's here. Going independent.
You discovered water in space, you'll be famous.
So this is not a comedy game.
Space. Don't
It
bump
is
into
not.
anything.
I'll be careful, Commander.
Brink here, going independent.
Branching off from NASA. Good job.
Howdy, Brink. Welcome to the place where geology and astronomy meet.
A professor once told me, astronomers are geologists with clean hands and a squint.
You going to quote him on that in some magazine, Robbins?
I'm just part of the landing team right now, Commander Lowe.
So this is the basic startup with this point-and-click adventure in space. But still
Space
not in
clicks.
3 dimensions.
So no tethers, we've
And-
got jetpacks. So before you continue, I just would like to talk about the premise for a second, because there's people in the chat are pointing out, like Ball and Deca, like these are before the big movies that use the same concept that people are thinking of. They're like, oh, it's Armageddon, the game. Oh, it's Deep Impact, the game. Except this is before those. Of course, they all have things that inspire them before, like Footfall or, things like that. But the thing I'm getting, which is weird, is that, like, the premise sounds like Armageddon, right? Go and blow up or redirect the giant rock in space. But then you bring a reporter and a politician with you, and I'm like, no, you're really drawing from Rendezvous with Rama, right? Because it's like, you crewed this mission as if you're going to have contact with aliens, except you supposedly don't think you are, because you're just going to redirect a rock? I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. This actually did not initially start out as a Earth is in danger story, we need to stop an asteroid. There was an asteroid, there was a mission to go to it, but it was not a mission to stop it. In fact, there were actually 4 astronauts in this game, and they cut one of them out. And they had him animated, named, and everything before Sean Clark took over.
Why?
Because they needed to tone the game down, and they probably thought that having the Earth be in danger and need to stop the asteroid would be a big draw. All right, let's see. So this is basically, we have our item selection here. Examine, penultimate, arming key, and flashlight. Now this penultimate is what we use to contact the other characters. And it even comes with a game within a game.
What?
Moonlander.
He's got a Palm Pilot. Oh, cool. I used to play this in arcades.
I'm not going to play it, but...
Miles, come in, Miles.
Yeah, Boston, I'm on you.
You wish.
In your dreams.
And of course we have ask a question, say something profound, or talk about a specific item and end the conversation.
Say
like here's me
something
saying
profound.
Okay.
We're ready when you are, Cora.
Just give the word, Boston, and you got yourself a pig.
Which, of course, is this, the flying pig.
I guess the...
Why is it called the flying pig?
Free fall tool chest.
Is the crew clear of the area?
I guess the profound button is going to end up being a lot like the sarcasm button in Fallout 4, where it's like, sometimes but not really.
Pretty much.
Good arm there. He drew the candid arm very well. It's got the flag on it. Nice worm logo. They've made some effort here. I like it.
Everything fine with the pig, Cora?
Looking sweet, Boston. You just be good to my baby.
All right, shall we move to the asteroid?
Sweet, sweet pig. Okay, yeah.
Load a landing team. I'm taking the pig down to the surface. Follow me.
You be good to my baby, Boston, you hear me?
We'll be back soon, Cora. Try not to miss me too much. Blow out.
Will we be putting lipstick on the pig first, sir?
No, we're not. It's not that kind of pig.
Really, what kind of
And
pig
yes,
do
you
you put lipstick on?
Now, you could have actually come to the asteroid without the pig and gone to all the different sectors and such, and I actually did that realizing, am I supposed to have something here? I was like, oh, that's what I was supposed to do. So, we got explosive unit Alpha, Beta, a zero-G digger, and the shovel.
Regulation
Just one,
NASA pocket shovel. Every astronaut should have one.
But you only have one, and
It's
there's
like
four.
a jackhammer, but for space. It's a specially designed explosive charge engineered to help move the asteroid into a safe orbit.
Okay.
All right. Let's see what this sucker looks like from afar. Ooh. So we're going to go to Quadrant 2.
Why are we going to Quadrant 2? Were there instructions?
Because we're the only pig in the quadrant, sir.
Examine here.
It's where explosive Alpha should be placed.
Let's place it.
How do we know that?
Because we were trained on this mission. You think we came up here with nukes and said, okay, now what?
Trained on this mission.
Well, these guys were, and we don't need to worry about that.
The ground's too rough to attach the charge.
Oh.
Oh, you got to shovel the ground then.
You want me to use the shovel?
Yeah.
Paul says, this seems very straightforward.
You can't dig with shovels here in low gravity. There's no easy way to get leverage. Besides, we've got the exact tool designed for this job.
Yes, we have the exact tool designed for this job, and it's not the shovel.
It's not the shovel? Oh, darn. Deca says, hey, Jeyl, skipping some of the cross-team exposition. We're not really trying to be completionist here. The idea is to try to finish the game in a couple of sessions, so we may not get all
I promise,
the dialogue.
Nice and smooth now.
But I promise you, I am not going to skimp out on the best ones.
Okay. We trust you.
Do we?
Shuttle, this is low. We're placing the explosive in Quadrant 2. Acknowledged. Could you give me a hand with this, Brink?
I was just going to say, it's clear that all three of you are necessary for this.
Well, the fourth crew member that was Dalia was a Japanese industrialist who actually funded the entire expedition.
Ken, the charge is set. Instruments confirmed. Hey, I'm just so proud.
Which explains why they brought a reporter along, because he wanted to have someone to brag about this while he was.
Yeah,
they were all
that
out
makes
in
sense.
space.
That makes sense. The idea that the crew composition is actually strange. The idea that, like, yeah, the guy who funds it wants to go, and he wants to have somebody to, to cover his exploit while doing it, and maybe he's trying to kiss up to a politician, so bring him too. I mean, that makes sense actually out of it.
Yeah, they should have kept that.
Look at the pretty red light, boys and girls. I'd say this charge is armed.
And if you look at some of the game covers and some magazines, the original art for this game usually features 3 astronauts looking into a glowing ground. But if you look online close enough, there's actually one that features 4. And that's the character that got deleted.
The guy that cut out? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Deca says, this game can easily be long enough for more than a couple of sessions. Yes, that's true, but we are actively trying to get it done in 2 sessions.
This is the first time I'm in the pilot seat. I don't want to abuse the privilege. And this is one of my favorite early lines.
Older.
There's a big rock right where I need to plant the nuke.
Always a big rock. So what do you think the solution to this one is?
It's very ambitious that they want us to distinguish between the big rock and the big rock. Is this... Oh, this is that famous little rock the size of a big rock from the meme.
Cora, Ken, I'm jamming the shovel in under the boulder, then using maximum down thrust to pry it up. Does that sound workable?
Well, I'm a little short on data about the tensile strength of shovel handles in 0G under maximum thrust conditions. In other words,
The 0G wouldn't
knows,
matter.
might work.
Boss, be careful.
Can't tell if they're
Breaks,
taking the piss or
maximum
not.
down thrust will smash you right into Attila. You know the saying, whether the stone hits the glass or the glass hits the stone, it ain't gonna hurt.
I use that line a lot.
Thanks for the encouragement, Ken. Frank, if this actually works, the boulder's going to come flying straight at you. Better fly
Coming right-
clear.
It's coming right for us.
Looks like it worked.
Now, aren't you glad I made sure the tool chest had a shovel in it? My rule is, if you can pick it up, take it with you, because you never know.
She's
when
played
you might
point-and-click
need it.
adventures.
I have the same
Or
rule
Fallout
for it,
4.
but I thought it only applied to women in bars.
Oh my.
If you can pick her up,
Careful, Ken. You don't want to find yourself getting quoted as a sexist pig in Maggie's article. I'm
Too
not
late.
here to spy on you.
Lighten up, Robbins. They're just teasing you. If they thought you were really a spy, they'd never talk freely on the open frequency.
Okay.
Shuttle, this is low. Now
How
placing
low
the
is it?
explosive on the face of the asteroid in quadrant 3.
Very low.
acknowledged.
I need another hand here, Brink. Of course, Commander.
Oh, of course.
Pull back my hair. I'm gonna throw up.
And get the arming key out.
Do anything. His head didn't even move.
This asteroid has a pair of landing lights now, kids. Stick a fork in us, we're done.
Who writes your material, Commander?
I get it all out
That's-
of the newspapers, Robbins.
I was going to say Orson Scott Card because he is credited for dialogue specifically.
There's a great tradition of Silver Age and post-Silver Age male science fiction authors who write quippy dialogue as their character's main
Let's
personality
head back to the
trait.
shuttle and watch Attila do the old
Oh,
fire dance.
great.
And somehow, that's now become the thing for people who write superhero movies.
Yes, and now Gen Z thinks Joss Whedon invented it. But they're wrong. He didn't.
Let's see, you want to talk to the other guys before we complete this? It'll be real quick.
Well, Deca wants us to see some dialogue, I guess.
Robbins,
Where?
this is low.
Alright.
This is Robbins.
How does it feel to have been part of a successful mission?
Has it succeeded?
Our mission has succeeded, Robbins. We did exactly what we were assigned to do. Whether the charges actually do the job and move Attila into high Earth orbit, that's not up to us.
Oh, good thing we're
So
waiting.
even if the explosions fail to do the job, you'll be satisfied?
I'll be satisfied when the world is safe. But my mission is accomplished when I fulfilled my orders correctly.
I'll never understand the military mind.
I don't imagine you ever will.
How about you, Brink?
Be process rather than results focused. Just for Amber is in the chat and says, "Well, looks like the game is almost done. That was fast."
Good work. For a geologist, you make a pretty good astronaut.
Thank you, Commander.
What do you think of Robbins?
For an astronaut, you make a lousy geologist.
Think of our star reporter.
Very unorthodox, bringing a reporter on a space mission. But she is very capable, and she writes interesting stories.
Blow out.
All right. Let's knock this baby into orbit.
Borden? Come in, Borden.
I'm here, boss.
Both nukes are in place and armed. We made pretty good time, I think.
Looks good, boss. Come on back inside for the fireworks.
Confirm everybody inside.
All in, Cora.
All clear payload.
All clear, landing team.
All clear, shuttle.
Confirm doors closed.
What do you think this is, the Columbia?
I don't know. I hadn't thought about which craft it is.
I doubt the resolution will tell us.
Some of them were already mothballed by this point, right? So, like, it's probably not Enterprise,
Challenger.
but well, mothballed, not blown up.
Yeah, so it can't be. I agree. It can't be Enterprise.
Houston gives us the go-ahead. Say when, boss.
Do it. Now let's see, is it the big green triangle or the little red circle?
Shut up and push, Ken. My baby's getting impatient.
Here we go. We have detonation, Alpha and Beta.
What are the instruments showing?
Nothing big coming our way.
What's the pig telling us, Cora?
Attila's still in one piece. There's a lot of seismic bounce, some fracturing. We're stable again. Radioactivity in Quadrant 1 is well within the safe range.
What does Houston say, Ken?
Everything's go for a surface walk at your option.
Then let's go, landing team. Let's see what Attila looks like after plastic surgery.
Why are we landing
Be
on it?
careful, kids.
We're not landing.
Attila is more dangerous now than before we tamed him.
Those were certainly profound first words to speak on Earth's new moon.
I'm not making speeches, Robbins. I'm concerned about keeping everybody alive.
Commander, I can collect rock samples later. Right now, I would like to get below the surface down into that tunnel.
We're gonna do it eventually. We might as well do it now. You agree, Robbins?
I'm game for it.
I've called the pig. We'll send it on ahead to light the way.
Remember, any rock may be loose, and any wall may collapse at any time.
Please be careful, everyone. Cora, send down the pig, please. We'll need the light.
And it's a little detailed to miss, but you can see this canyon forming after the second nuke goes off.
Well, it's like, this feels like a safe and useful maneuver. Yeah, they segue straight into a scientific investigation mission, I guess, after, which is laudable, I guess.
I feel like you want to take a nap.
You see anything unusual, Brink?
It's hard to determine how this tunnel was formed.
It wasn't created by the explosion?
No, it's very ancient. The explosions opened the door, but this tunnel... Old, but not as old as the asteroid.
What does that mean?
I don't know yet. It just feels unnatural. There are some odd projections near the bottom of this tunnel that don't seem to belong here.
Odd
The tunnel
protection.
couldn't be older than the asteroid, so that's kind of a weird thing. Like, you can't have a tunnel in a thing that doesn't exist yet.
Right,
So.
All right, Cortana.
Projection isn't natural.
Seem to know how caves work.
Ooh, metallic plate.
Look at this, Brink.
I have a metallic plate. It's got Def Leppard on it.
Definitely not. A metal plate. Definitely an artifact.
An artifact? But who could have put something like this in a tunnel?
Yes, I think it's clear. Wherever Attila came from, there was someone there.
Could this be part of some kind of message? Like the one NASA put in Voyager?
If it's a message, I don't understand it.
Whatever it is, we've got to tell Houston immediately.
Negative, Robbins. I'm clamping down total
What?
security as of this moment.
They're not telling their bosses? What the fuck are they doing?
You've been telling me all along you just want to be an ordinary member of the mission.
So shut up and do as I say.
I've had secret orders all along to look for any sign of alien presence on this rock. And now that we've found it, my instructions are clear. What I want to hear from both of you right now is, I understand, Commander Lowe.
I understand and agree, Commander Lowe. There is nothing to be gained from a premature announcement.
Robbins.
I understand, Commander Lowe.
Ken, Lowe here.
I read you, boss.
Tell Houston that I said Attila's a real Hun.
What? Is that some kind of joke?
Just tell them, Gordon. You'll receive new communication protocols immediately afterward.
Oh, cool. This is like a secret code.
Just thank Cora. You're the only one in Congress who knows anything about this.
Houston
She's
says
not
the
in
message
Congress.
is received and they're transmitting new codes.
We're getting back to work down here, Ken. Low out. I'm giving this baby a little push.
If that doesn't work, Commander, give it a big push.
The plate just dropped down inside something.
The plate is gone?
Well, you
It's a
broke the
small
plate.
dome.
Good job, genius.
Oh,
Well, we
shit.
still got 3.
That was my nickname in high school.
I gotta admit, the whole secret orders to look for aliens makes the whole include a reporter to politician make even less sense than it did before.
So we need to clear out some of these odd projections, and a shovel's not going to do it. So
Use a bomb.
Is it zero G digger?
Criticize for it later, but I'm gonna dig out one of these odd projections.
It's your decision, Commander.
Doesn't sound like you're really worried about being criticized.
get this one here.
Like, I think it would have made more sense if this was like the second mission, if like the first mission went up with explosives and then the second mission was scientists and other people investigating, but that would take away the dramatic pressure they wanted from the "ooh, Earth's in danger" instead of just weird rock coming.
Yes. I would have liked to have seen the original script of the game when it included the 4 astronauts and the Earth was not in danger storyline.
We're 3 for 3 here, folks.
I've heard of putting a message in a bottle, but never in a big rock.
That's the second biggest asteroid metal plate I've ever seen. And we're going to do to them...
I wonder if another inspiration for the opening is something like Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home, where, you know, also very much like Rama, right? Big cylinder shows up, what's inside it, and it obviously, you know, ends up representing a threat that has to be addressed with, and then they launch into the whole whale thing, but...
No whales in this one.
I'm going to push another one.
I wish we could be sure we weren't destroying whatever message they meant us to receive.
It seems to me that if they didn't mean us to push these metal plates, we wouldn't be able to push them.
Mama didn't raise me to not push a metal plate.
Here's number 3.
It disappeared too.
And this one.
Here's the last one.
Well, we've done it. Whatever it is we did.
Like that in this soundboard.
It goes off into blackness.
Let's go.
Secret tunnel.
Well, here goes nothing.
We're with you, Commander.
Okay, this is neat. I like both pixels of this video so far.
So, the asteroid is home. Time to update Houston.
Yep. Let's touch the sky.
Static. Must be all this rock.
We're cut off. Should we go back outside and call them?
Nah, they can sit tight for a few more minutes while we poke around.
Okay, we can actually go outside and call them.
Do it.
But do we really want to?
Yep.
I don't know. Does it matter? I think in Rama at this point they would literally like deploying relays, right? They're like putting an antenna outside and bringing cables, through there so they can get reception places that they don't get it otherwise.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then Cade can give you jobs to do, like pick up dreg things. Pretty sure that's what this is about.
And lo and behold, there's the metal plates we pushed in.
Jigsaw puzzle.
Oh, thankfully nothing is that tedious. Or as tedious as that.
Oh, Deca says, yeah, there's no change in the story whether you
Shallow
go and contact them or not.
Set into the raised platform.
Well, shall we put these babies in?
Sure.
Do it.
Does it make you choose where, or you just have to like drop them all on the space and they just go where they're supposed to?
These plates probably fit together, but how?
Yeah, they fit in. Each piece fits in a specific place. Like this is the
okay.
bottom one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see.
And this is the big
Paul's like,
plate
damn it, I
that
want this
we-
adventure in VR. Yeah, you do. You want everything in VR. I'm not.
Okay.
All right, and this.
But has he looked at the frame rate of this adventure? He would barf immediately.
All right, enough of that. It's done. What do you think?
Is it the Triforce?
Triforce get.
What's happening?
Unmoving!
Oh, so you didn't have to redirect the asteroid at all. It's powered.
Okay. It's an engram. It's going to the moon. Perfect.
That engram came from the moon.
Exactly.
Okay, great. Where are we now?
I don't like this. I do not like that visualization.
Okay. I didn't even know this much about the game because I think there was a demo where I played the first few minutes and I was like, okay, I'll put this by later. I kind of thought all the other environments in the game were inside the asteroid instead of the asteroid being a vehicle that takes you to like a whole other planet.
Oh, it's the triangulotron. I think Destiny must have been heavily inspired by this game.
I feel like
But this is where the original game demo started.
It's a little difficult to move.
Oh, okay, then I didn't play that. I must have started the full game.
gravity. Planet-type gravity. We're not inside the asteroid anymore. And the pressure is equalized. There's an atmosphere.
Oh, if they're going to take off their helmets, aren't they?
Can we breathe it?
Our suits are checking that automatically. Here we are. Yes, it's at least as breathable as the air in LA. Of course,
So
there's
not
always
breathable.
The danger of airborne infectious agents.
I don't think so. Alien microbes should be no threat to us. They have not
All right,
evolved
thanks,
to make use of our cell
geologist.
structures.
The oxygen in our suits won't last long anyway.
They're not narrow specialists.
I say we take them off and save the remaining oxygen for the return trip.
If there is a return trip.
And that's how they all died.
Yeah, tastes good.
Wow, they're not even wearing the suits.
Surprise. Attila was a spaceship all along.
A starship, faster than light. We're not in our own solar system. No planet but Earth has an atmosphere like this, and this ain't Earth.
After so many years of bad TV shows and crackpots with phony pictures, here is the real proof. There is alien life.
Load a cockpit, over. Load a payload, over. Yeah, I'd say we're out of range. Way out of range.
I don't see any aliens coming to greet us.
For all we know, it might have been 1,000,000 years since these people sent out Attila, and they long since died out.
I don't know about you, but I didn't pack a lunch.
Or a can of pop.
Well, we might as well look around and learn what we can about this place. We might be here a while.
So yeah, if anyone ever finds the demo,
Like
this is
forever.
where it basically... Yeah. And the demo actually has different voice actors for each role and different music.
Why?
It's actually quite the thing. It's kind of reflective of what the game was originally going to be like before they came in and reshuffled everything.
I guess this isn't a natural geological formation, right, Brink?
No, Cortana, it isn't.
Look how close the stones fit.
It sure takes a
Ancient
while
Peruvian
to
masonry.
collect his thoughts.
So it's primitive.
There was nothing primitive about ancient Peruvian masonry, Commander Law.
Well, let's take a look around.
Okay.
Where
Hold
are you
on.
going, Law?
There's absolutely something
I was gonna
primitive
check
about
for
ancient
water.
Peruvian masonry.
Or
There's
something.
no, like, steel. That's
I
primitive.
think we should remain together.
Fine. Follow me.
I
This
think...
is no longer a space expedition, Law. This is an archaeological dig. Therefore, I am the obvious leader.
Should I pause it for you, Narc?
Fine.
Oh, well,
Whenever we need
if
to
there's
take
not a
something
pause
out,
coming up,
you
because, yeah,
can
they
use
are
a shovel.
really talky.
In the meantime, our first business is to survive. Our second task is to get home. We need to work together, and I'm still the commander of this mission.
Third task is find out what made that noise.
You don't know any more about surviving on an alien world than I do.
Boston is right, Ludger. He's the one with experience in survival, and we need someone in command. This is no time for a foolish power struggle.
All right, I agree. For now.
Okay, go ahead, Narc.
Okay. It is weird. A lot of these similar stories, like Rendezvous with Rama, also descend into, infighting and politics over stuff like that. This one got there really quick. But I think what they're saying about the use of the word primitive there is that it's unnecessarily pejorative to talk about it being primitive when it's being made by people who literally have no access to the ores necessary to make steel. Like, that's,
Maybe.
Ooh, what is this?
It looks like a Porygon from the
Is that
first
the pig,
generation
or-
of Pokemon.
I can't tell from 12 pixels.
It certainly isn't whatever the fuck is on the screen
Oh, it's
right
the
now.
Black Rock. They blew up the dynamite.
Fantastic! Look!
More proof of alien life.
Do you think there's anyone or anything alive?
It seems someone had to have been here.
Let's hope they're peaceful. Or gone.
Now, this part was always kind of confusing to me, even to this day, because we don't know if this ship came here via a similar way, going into an asteroid and then getting warped here, or if it just came into this system and just crashed here. But we
Is
do
the
know
space
this
jockey inside?
maybe an alien egg. I say we go check it out.
Sure, why not? Seems like a great idea.
Can you tell anything about what these people look like from the interior of their ship?
All this rust. Corrosion. Perhaps animals have moved things around. Hard to know what we're looking at. Let me look. Try not to disturb anything.
Okay.
I don't
Some
like the
obvious signs of-
geologist. I think this guy's trying too hard.
Ooh, a chest.
Well, I don't see any treasure, but there is something in here. When we get back, the engineers are gonna have a field day trying to figure out how this worked.
It's a ball.
Some kind of device. I have no clue what it might be for.
Okay. Anything else around here?
Well, there's nothing in this game that can't be picked up and taken home. I haven't met it, picked it up, and taken it home yet.
Well, in that case, I'm taking this wire.
We might need this wire later. I'm gonna see if I can
Is
pull
that
it
going
down.
to win us the game, the fact that
but
we
not
have that
that other
wire?
one.
First, shouldn't you turn the power off with the breaker box?
What?
That was a joke, Lo.
Oh, yeah. Ha. Huh. Stand back in case something comes down on our heads.
Look at it. It's beautiful.
Mathematical progressions of ever more complex polyhedrons.
Next time, I suggest pulling a wire.
Also, a big blue bird.
No, I'm glad you did.
Right.
What could that have been?
Did not mention the fucking Balrog in there.
Not a random electrical discharge.
Maybe it's a kind of computer display. Maybe to the aliens who piloted this ship, it conveyed some meaningful information. But to me, it means absolutely nothing.
But we got this
Really?
wire out of it.
Didn't it mean don't touch my frickin' wire? Because like that, it seems like that
Still might
could have
be
been it.
useful.
Okay, now Jeyl, let me ask. Is there somewhere later in the game a task or puzzle that would seem to require the use of some wire or cable-like structure, and we're picking it up in advance because knowing the game, it makes sense just to pick up everything? Or...
I'll say this here. If we did not pick up that wire, we would not have been able to progress.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay, because that
immediately.
is just weird. Because I kind of do feel that like it's to walk into this space and say, yeah, we're here forever. We might as well investigate something scientifically before we expire. Let's grab a random wire. It just seems kind of odd. But okay.
It is, but because the demo was centered around this area specifically, I played that demo a lot, and pulling that wire, I learned, was the only way to proceed in this game. If you did not pull that wire down, you would not be able to continue through this area. Also, that hologram thing,
Yeah, so
left
what did
us a little something.
What did it leave there? Engraved rod, okay.
The flute.
I was
from,
thinking magic wand, but
It's a rod. Engraved. 5
They get you to World
geometric
5.
Did any of you see? Was this here before that thing appeared?
Of course it was. Do you think an electrical field can carry a solid object?
It wasn't. It very clearly was animated to have dropped. Come on.
Oh yeah, you
Use
definitely
the rod on stuff.
Okay. Let's use the rod on Brink.
spare the rod, you spoil the geologist.
Let's determine what it's made from.
What do you think?
I don't know how we could have missed that when we first walked in. It's beautiful.
Hey, she loves your rod. Can you use it on the chest? Are we done with the chest?
Sure, I guess we could close it.
It's closed.
But let's look at this. Let's see what this thing does when we use it.
Okay, use that on the geologist.
It's indicating to the right.
Oh no.
It's a compass.
Oh jeez. That's irritating. So you have to walk outside and go to the right?
Watch, this is actually a pretty nice little anti-frustration feature coming up. Use it out here,
It's indicating approximately that direction.
and it walks you there automatically.
That is useful. How fast does that guy walk, by the way?
Do you think we could climb this slope?
No use. It doesn't go up all the way to the top.
The engravings on this wall, are they writing or decoration?
You're asking
And this
us?
slope would take you somewhere in the original build, and there is artwork for getting to the top of it, but that was another thing they cut.
No botanist either, because there's stuff that looks like plants and nobody cares.
It seems to be
Well.
pointing at this mound.
Good thing we brought ourselves a shovel.
With that device pointing at this mound, I suspect there might be something buried here.
How scientific of you, Commander.
Yep. This is how science works.
Your instinct is failing, Commander.
All right,
The hole you
asshole.
bulldozed here
Can
is
you
quite useless.
use the rod on this guy again?
Maybe not. I thought I saw something shining. An artifact.
It looks like a bracelet.
Well, let's test that theory.
Here, you wear it. You're the woman. Like, I half expect this game to do that.
Oh yeah, let's see. Let's.
I wouldn't mind wearing it, but
Dang
it's
it.
too small for my wrist.
How about you, Brink?
This artifact is very delicate. It looks like it may be useful as well as ornamental.
And that's clearly what this thing is tracking to, so I keep that.
Don't say it's ceremonial. You'll set off all the YouTube archaeologists.
Okay, so we have one more location that's undiscovered.
Wait, what are the YouTube archaeologists?
One of them's what's his name? It's
Not
like
just
one.
plants, but creatures too. I'm not an archaeologist, but these look like bones to me.
But they are not lying where the animal died. They were placed here. Markers.
How do you know?
Markers?
Agree.
What if they might have been
Best
eaten?
guess.
What if this guy...
And now a home for those rat-like things.
Well, we got 3 of them here.
Jumping to conclusions seems to be the national pastime here on planet whatever.
Okay. I guess so. Oh look,
It looks
there's
like
a
something is
dog
buried here.
or some
well,
other
shall
animal.
we?
It's more of a
we're-
meerkat.
Yeah, dig up the
We're
meerkat.
we are asteroid deflectors, chest thieves. How about grave robbers?
Sure, why not?
This is a LucasArts game, so that seems right.
What? Are you just going to dig right in?
I'm
With a
hungry.
shovel? You will destroy the site.
I'm not doing archaeology right now, Brink. I'm looking for something to help get us home.
Your name will live forever. As the bone-headed space hero who destroyed precious data at the first alien archaeological site.
That's better than having
Yeah, I don't
my
think
name
so.
live forever. As a commander of an expedition that disappeared and was never heard from again. Now get out of the way if you aren't going to help, Brink.
Why aren't they talking about this
This
fucking
might
animal?
take a while.
All right, mad at this game.
Because no biologist.
Oh
They
yeah,
have,
that's,
they,
that's a good point.
he did talk about these animals making home on these dig sites.
Now, I gotta admit, I wish there was a little bit more pushback there, because I
Fine
do...
accomplishment, Commander. Now we have a pile of meaningless dirt and bones.
Maybe not. You never know when an alien bone will prove useful.
Hey,
God.
And not only that, we actually have 2 items that we can pick up here. Tusk and a jawbone.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do really think that the responsible thing here to do is not to prioritize. I'm going to destroy every
light,
possible
but it
cultural
feels as strong
artifact
as steel.
here, on the random hope that I can use it to get home, than to say maybe we should just learn everything we can, write it down in case somebody finds the diary later.
Assuming that diary will last as long. And I'm taking the jawbone.
What do you think? Was this the skull of a sentient being? Or a pet? Or a beast of burden?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's dead.
It's a strange-shaped jawbone. The teeth still look strong.
Yep, they certainly do.
That's not that strange of a shape for a jawbone, is it? If you're looking at an alien jawbone and you very clearly have a mandible.
Well, if you look at it, this is a jawbone that's that's not a part of a U-shaped jawbone. It's like a mandible. It's only one-sided.
I assume we were only looking at one side and it's in profile. I wouldn't have guessed necessarily that it was that, but
All right.
Let's get back to the dice and catalog our discoveries for science.
They should fold up their stuff. Oh, it's the Balrog again. Okay.
I think we can safely say this is not a natural weather phenomenon.
How about a mirage?
keep saying that.
Anyone voting for it being a mirage?
It knew we were here. It was trying to tell us something. Or show us something.
Don't be too quick to anthropomorphize.
How do
They
we know
hate
what
that.
life looks like here?
It might be alive. Or it might be some kind of automatic guidance system. We triggered it in that ruined ship and now it's leading us.
You mean this is the last gasp of a holographic tour guide?
Or the Port Authority. Maybe it's telling us we're under arrest. Come quietly or self-aiming lasers will toast us to cinders in 15 seconds.
Stop it. Maybe you can
There.
think that's funny, but the last thing I need is some mischievous boy trying to give me the creeps.
If I wanted to give you the creeps, I'd tell you that it was the ghost of a long-dead alien.
How do you know it isn't a ghost?
Because ghosts don't
This
exist.
is where aliens end up when they die? If it is, then this place better be hell, because it sure isn't my idea of heaven.
Now you're starting to give me the creeps.
So yeah,
No, what
we
would
did
give us
not
the
pull-
creeps
oh.
is his idea of heaven. He should be saying now, that ghost was clearly leading us here to this indentation, so I should use the shovel here as well, because that's what I do to everything.
Well, and
Are you
that-
going to do that
that's
next?
what I was just gonna say, if you had not pulled that wire, that ghost would not have appeared, and you could have gathered the jawbone, the bracelet, the artifact, and all that, and come back here, and that ghost would not have triggered.
Okay.
So it was only in pulling that wire that we were able to get this cutscene, which leaves us with a small hole.
Gotcha.
It's too small and dark to see if this hole leads anywhere.
Well, I got no other options. We could try digging out with a tusk if you want. But, no. The game is called
Use
The
the
Dig.
flashlight.
Okay.
Oh, so it does... I was just joking, but...
The flashlight won't help.
No, let's do it.
Or rather, I hoped I was joking.
I'm gonna see if I can enlarge the hole. Maybe there's something under here.
Yeah, maybe something lives down in that hole.
There was a bunch of stuff living in the other holes and nobody cared.
I mean, that was simply the first living alien life they've ever encountered.
The ground is soft here. Loose. I think this used to be an opening, and over the years, wind has filled it up with sand and dirt.
Here, let me see.
Thanks, John.
Are you saying this hole is not a natural formation?
Yes, that's right. You're probably right.
That means the ground is treacherous. It could be hollow under there.
Holes everywhere.
Commander, I think it's time for an archaeologist to do the digging. I'm used to dealing with drifted
Okay,
soil.
where's the
Give me the
archaeologist?
What's yours, Brink?
Give me the
Just
shovel.
be careful. The ground's pretty unstable. My feet kept sinking.
My whole training is to be careful. Not to charge in with...
No, it isn't. He's a geologist.
Not to charge
Finally,
in
a
with
good use
shovel
for my extensive
blazing.
training.
I mean, I suppose I'm barking up the wrong tree complaining that there's too much shovel action in a game called The Dig. I just didn't know how literal it was being meant.
No, it's completely...
Brink! Oh, I hope he's dead.
I couldn't.
It happened too fast. Can we get down there? How long a drop is it?
Looks like the rubble has formed a ramp. Follow me.
Cool, let's
Ramp
take our
rubble.
dirt bikes.
Just remembers like, yeah, archaeologist falls in a hole in 3, 2, 1.
Here he is. He's not moving.
Brink. Boston. He's dead.
What?
Excellent.
I should have been the one digging.
Then you'd be the dead one.
was my
This guy's got a death wish. Let him die.
Brink and I are not children or trained monkeys. We're responsible adults. It could have been any of us, and there's not a thing you could have done to prevent it.
He was a responsible adult, and look how good that got him.
To lose Brink, and we've only been up here.
Look, you can't keep me safe, and I can't keep you safe. So there's no particular reason for us to stay together. Our odds of getting back to Earth are better if we work separately.
Society no longer exists. It's been 10 minutes.
I don't like the idea of splitting up.
Why? Because we're safer together? Ask Brink
Because it
about
takes
that.
a village to bury an
Maybe
archaeologist.
I won't know what I'm seeing without you to help me understand it.
If you find something interesting, the communicators still work. Till then, adios, ciao, sayonara.
Well, that's how you spell
auf
it.
Wiedersehen.
Maggie, it's against every rule of military action for an officer to be separated from his command.
Boston, this isn't a military action.
You don't have a
And
command.
you don't have a command. There's just you and me, and we both know exactly the same amount about this situation, which is to say, nada, nothing, zip. If we suddenly find ourselves facing an army, then you're in command again. Until then, adios, ciao, sayonara, auf Wiedersehen.
Nobody likes you when you smart off like that.
Yeah, all my
You should smile more.
kids said that
What
I
do you
didn't work
mean,
well.
nobody? You're alone on
This
this
is what
thing.
failure feels like.
Yeah, dude, you suck. But this is very similar to things that happen in the first Rendezvous with Rama book, although they take like months to happen. Not an hour.
And we haven't really encountered any other living residents that are
Yeah.
intelligent.
Or any real threats other than falling into a hole we dug ourselves. He literally dug his own grave. Well, better strip the
It can
body.
be irritating sometimes, but you should.
Yeah, he might have some caps.
Ooh.
You know, in the real life, he killed that guy. This is the story he tells mission control when he goes home.
Oh, that's cruel. So this is the hub of the game. Note Luker's body. We have a alcove, sealed door, another sealed door,
Is that
another sealed door.
Is that a control panel or something next to the door? Is that like a
Yes.
controls? Oh, okay, panels. All right.
Is this like Doom? We gotta find the keys. Oh, purple
rod.
rod.
Another one of these engraved
It
sticks.
looks. It doesn't
What
look
are
like a
they,
rod.
Wands, batons, bludgeons?
No, they're
Maybe some
rods.
kind of
It
handheld
says it's a
computer.
rod.
It's not a
With
cudgel,
my
you
luck, it's a
idiot.
hand grenade.
Did she say?
Now,
You're
now you know
barbarian.
how some games have lock mechanics that randomize every new gameplay so that if you knew the combination beforehand, you don't just skip a whole section of the game.
Yes.
This is that mechanic right here. If we examine the purple engraved rod, you get these shapes. And these shapes are always randomized in every game. Or every time you start it. Another
No,
sealed
thank
door.
you.
A dark tunnel. A ramp. Ooh, glowing plant.
Well, it probably wouldn't hurt to.
Eat a glowing plant? Don't mind if I
Smoke
do.
that shit. Wrap it up.
Plants seem to
Why
draw
not?
energy from my body and disperse it among all the plants.
That's
They must share a
of
common
course
root
that can hurt.
And we're back to Brink's body, so this area circles around itself.
Wow, 5D space. Is he walking around a small circular room, or...?
Yeah, it's got to be a
Yes.
circle.
Yeah, this is not 5D space. This is a circular room, which will be made much more clear as we progress. So, now, the thing that's pretty hard to note is that this purple engraved rod is meant for one of these doors here. And the doors are color-coded to the rods, but the problem is every single door is being lit by this very orangey room. So the colors
so you can't see
don't... like, that may be red, that may be yellow or gold.
Is there
Like,
any
this could
penalty
be
for using trial and error to solve the problem of which rod for which door?
Absolutely not, which is why I'm going to try it out here.
Oh. I gotta admit, that would... Like, if I was playing this from scratch, that would piss me off in the extreme.
Okay, so here's the combination.
Square.
Right, so that's
square,
a big no.
D12 triangle thing.
Oh.
Oh, I see.
So we cycle through these.
Fuck berries. There's colors?
Just three. Red, green, and blue, RGB. Okay, that is not a purple door. Maybe this one. Okay, it was a blue board cube. That's what I always called the cubes.
Okay.
Diamond.
And you can't go backwards, right? Basically, all the action you're performing here is clicking. Wow.
You have to cycle through the whole thing.
Yeah. It's just as well that we didn't try to do this where I was driving not knowing how to play, because, man, that would have annoyed me.
Yeah. And this door looks like it's controlled by that alcove. Okay, maybe this is purple.
What?
Deca says, energy distribution plants means there's energy.
A common root system? You better believe there better be
Like, I would
energy.
have wanted at least it to be forward and back, and, like, preferably a separate control for color and shape.
Yes. Okay, nothing we are doing is working, so let's keep exploring this area and see what we can find.
Is
What do
nothing
you
we're
say?
doing working because we suck?
We have a dark tunnel or a ramp. What would you like to do first?
Ramp.
Ramp? Okay.
I'm
we're doing ramp.
also pretty sure that very early in Rama that like a room that was circular with a ramp that led out of it was one of the earliest areas to explore. Ramp sounds like better option than dark tunnel. Okay, spiral staircase. Or ramp, I guess.
Okay.
It's hot here.
Helical.
And it's glowing down there.
I'm gonna rename this guy Captain Obvious.
10 to 1, it's the power source of this place.
Yeah.
All I need
Okay.
to do now
What's
is
the
find
what's the
light
little
switch,
what's the little thingy down there?
or the plug, or the fuse box, or whatever makes this thing work. An instruction manual might help. Maybe a map. And I could use a sandwich. And a hot jukebox and a cold beer. Or just a starship headed for home.
Are you having an episode?
He is.
Boston.
He's being excited by alien energies.
Okay, let's take one more look again. This is a massive area. And if we examine that thing there, an unattached lens.
I can see a lens way down at the bottom.
Shit,
you
you don't
see
need a
these-
lens for that. He's got great vision.
Is retina detached? Yeah. Oh, lens slot.
lens is
Oh, all
missing.
right. So, what is it? Which one is them is missing? The middle one? Lens slot.
I can
Lens.
see a lens
So,
way down at
so
the
we
bottom.
identified this one
Okay.
as the examine lens slot. And this
lens
is
is
clearly
missing.
the lens. But
Okay, so
here's the
it's
thing.
fallen.
We cannot get down there.
Is this a cut puzzle that they didn't finish removing?
Oh no, this is a puzzle.
No?
In fact, remember how you talked about you didn't like the idea of how those shapes work?
Yeah.
Tell me, what are we looking at now?
Apes.
Macrame?
Okay. Because yes, we're in a puzzle that we can absolutely solve right now. So, like,
Is it
let's
the
see.
different shapes that are in the... Are those like the little plates? What the fuck is happening here?
Okay, so you got a delete button at the upper left. Is that enter? The bottom left?
This is a single delete. This is an all clear.
Okay.
Now what are these?
Buttons.
Well, that much is certain, but what do they do?
Make colors.
Move the lenses to create a color in the sequence. Although again, the number of things you seem to be able to enter is quite high. Like, it's way too long to be a combination or a password in a traditional sense.
We know this is a single backspace. This isn't all clear. So what if this is like up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left? And we have a triangular button.
Okay.
What?
A man just waved his hand in the air there. He didn't actually touch
What
anything.
the shit did you just do?
I just pressed a button. What, did you see what it did there?
Oh, do it again.
So it sent out something to inspect the lenses, and then it went back and didn't do anything. After he literally did not touch a thing, he waved his hand in space.
Down. Oh, fuck. Well, I'm done.
It made a square?
Do it in slow motion.
As you see here, you see how, Sid, I made it go up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left.
Oh, so we've got to move it so that it goes to the lens and then picks it up and puts it in the spot, or?
Yes. So we're gonna go.
Oh no!
That's
down.
Obnoxious. Wow.
This is horrendous.
So let's see how that works. I made it go
good.
down once, left
answer?
3 times, and center, which is grab.
Do the Konami code.
Okay.
Okay, so not
two more
far down
lefts.
enough and not far left enough. Bull says, "Congratulations, you are now a production engineer."
Let's see if that does it.
I suppose it's kind of cool, but it also seems that, like, the very first problem here is recognizing that it's a puzzle at all.
Oh, I made it go too far down. Yes, recognizing it's a puzzle. Like, there is no reason, if this is directional, these have to be different shapes in fully
Or
random...
colors. Those have no significance other than if it didn't have colors, you couldn't tell the difference between the commands you've entered in the sequence.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
We would have been here for years.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not going to give us the lens, because obviously we still can't go down there, so...
So now we have to do another one so that it puts the lens in place, right?
Yes. And you can keep the old sequence in. I just made it go all the way up, and then enter again. We'll see what that does.
Okay, so in a way, we're actually doing this multiple steps, so it's not as terrible as I thought, but pretty close.
It is pretty terrible.
Oh! That was the purple rod door.
Except we wouldn't necessarily even have known about the connection between the colored rods and the doors because the color coding on the doors isn't really displaying.
Exactly. That's why.
How do you know
that's
that?
Why even.
Wow.
Well, this beam was shooting in this direction here, but now it's.
But he has no
joined
idea
in.
what normal is. He's got no frame of reference whatsoever.
It was missing a lens. We put it back in, and there's a new energy room noise going on.
And maybe this reactor was going critical, which is why somebody pulled the lens out to stop it operating. I mean, like, I get it. He knows he's solved the puzzle. You need to signal to the player that they've completed the puzzle.
Okay, here's something. There's a little something there. A loose plate. Could that be part of the puzzle that we got just up above? Or
it does have a purple outline around it. Does that mean something?
A blue crystal.
It's got a blue thing in it.
It's a glowing blue crystal.
Oh, who turned out the lights? Now, if you were to take that out, the probe or the maintenance droid would not work.
Would not work.
So this is actually an exclusive power source to this place. But
wow. So you're luring the normal adventure game players who have been trained literally to pick up everything you can pick up, that everything that can be picked up. And if you had noticed the plate before you decided to mess with the puzzle, you would have turned it off and none of that would have worked, and you would have had to have decided to put this back before continuing. Which I suppose, given the lights go out, like, it's not as if it's not communicating that to you. But I do feel that other games would have been suggesting, like, I don't want to remove that now, to prevent you from doing it.
Well, they try to insinuate that by having the lights just go out when you take it out, but that could just be a light thing because the panel still glows.
Right.
He says nothing happened, but this is one thing that a lot of players who play this game miss, because we just turned on the power to this whole place, and since players don't have a reason to go back, we're actually going to go outside here, where we initially
Can we
arrived.
go to the boat? Oh. More Space Ghost
I
Coast.
turned on the grav lift.
Another engram.
Or the same one. Is the game over? Can we go home now?
Incredible. It must have happened when I turned
But
on
yeah,
the
you
power.
could. I have played this game multiple times, and I think it was like my 5th playthrough that I decided to just come back out here, and I had no idea that this had happened when I turned the power back on.
You'd
Those
think at
beams
this
of light
time
all focus on that central
he
sphere.
might go tell his partner over there. Like, hey, I just found power or something. Or she'd go find him. Like, hey, all the lights turned on. What's going on?
Brink is dead.
No, not
he
that
means the
one.
journalist.
The journalist girl.
But the journalist is a her, not a him. But you know what? You're right. We're going to do that right now.
Robbins.
Call the
Come
dead
in,
guy.
Robbins.
Robin's here. I read you.
You really want me to end this conversation to call a dead guy?
Yeah.
Never mind.
There.
He's
You
dead.
happy?
Dead. He's dead, Jim.
Robbins. Come in, Robbins.
Robin's here. What is it?
Maggie, I found a plate like the ones in the asteroid that triggered our journey here.
For all we know, any plates we find might send us on a voyage to the opposite edge of the galaxy.
Tell you what, I'll keep looking for more of them and you decipher that language so we can read the directions.
Great. You get to look for
Yeah,
metal
we're
things lying around
cool.
on the ground while I have to decode a completely alien language without any information about how they think or what they might be writing about. Yeah, that's a fair division of labor.
Also, you're a journalist and not a linguist. Like,
Well,
these are not.
They did
Not-
establish that she
They
is
did establish.
some kind of language learning prodigy. As if that means
Thanks.
she can do linguistics.
Yes. Yes.
But
Okay, let's...
fair play. They tried. They made an effort.
Okay. Let's see if I can trigger this.
This is my penultimate personal digital assistant. It's my penultimate. It's my personal digital assistant.
Is there a
It's the
joke?
Yes!
1000 model.
it's the T1000 model because
Yeah,
Boston Law is
Robert
voiced
Patrick.
by.
Okay.
Okay, let's go through the purple rod door. What do you say?
Okay.
Well, we're nearing our intermission time. Should we take it now,
Okay.
or you bring us to a point to take a break after going through the door?
Let's go into here.
By the way,
Okay.
viewers, before the stream started, Jeyl said
So
this
much
game
for
is
the
not
cafeteria.
punishingly difficult. But this is impossible.
Are you there?
I just got the power turned on and a door opened up here. They use geometric shapes as a kind of combination for the locks.
Boston, you won't believe where I am. I'm in a place filled with alien technology, the most fantastic things I've ever seen. And the machines are working.
What are they doing?
I don't know yet.
Roasting
they're
bread.
really alien.
Didn't
Like nothing I've seen before.
mention all the
Don't go
vines
too fast.
joking everything.
I'll be careful, Boston. But it's not like we have time to use correct scientific procedures to test these things.
Where are you? How can I get to you?
I wish I knew. It's a sure thing you can't get here the way I did. I slid through a low tunnel in the rock, and then it kind of got filled with debris when the roof collapsed.
I'd lead with that.
Could have been killed.
She stalked off in a huff.
But if we'd been together, whoever went through the crack second would definitely have been killed. Keep that in mind when you're thinking about coming to save me.
All right,
I
fine.
handled it just fine.
Die.
Yeah, I guess you did.
We're both doing okay, Boston. We'll find a way to connect up with each other when it matters.
Maggie? Good work.
Thanks, Boston.
Okay, we're
I
at
don't
a
work
spot
for you.
now.
It's so weird. Like that interaction where they separated was just was such a big
Oh,
tonal
yeah.
shift, and they have to be inconsistent with that, right? Because you have to be able to contact any character. So you literally have to be able to call the phone, have them answer, and say, "What? Did you want something? No, nothing. Oh, okay." And you could prank call her 10 times in a row, which always has to be nice. When 5 minutes ago she was like, "You're a big fat idiot. You're not in charge of me, and I'm safer if I go my own way. Call me if you have anything interesting." And then she falls down a thing and causes an earthquake and a landslide, and she's like, "No, I didn't think to mention it." Like. Wow.
Oh, that's fun.
I wonder if Orson Scott Card basically wrote all the dialogue separately for a story he made up in his head based on the idea, and then just threw it over the wall, and it gets kind of roughly integrated with the game. It really feels like there's a big divergence.
Sean Clark definitely came in here to redo a lot of stuff, and he probably brought Orson Scott Card here as a stunt writer, like stunt casting, saying, "Hey, we got Orson Scott Card on board," just like we have a credit for an idea from Steven Spielberg in this game.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're at a good intermission point.
We're
If
good
you want
breaking
to
break?
start. now.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so
Wow.
we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes. So see everybody then. Okay, and we're back. Let me turn the sound of the game back on.
Have I always been up there?
Oh,
maybe no. I might be right.
I think that is where I put you. Yeah.
Oh yes, because this is my screen.
Right. So I'm Nargatin. I'm with Rampancy.net, and with me today are Funkmon and Jeyl. Jeyl is playing The Dig, the LucasArts point-and-click adventure game. Blackstar is not with us today. We do expect he will be back with us next time, either for more of this, or at the very least for Destiny 2 Lightfall, which we are doing... Let's see, where do I have that?
It's next Saturday, isn't it? Or is it like 5 Saturdays from now?
Yeah, Saturday, March 4th. It's launching on February 28th, but this is the first date that we're going to be able to play it.
I can't wait to go to that cool nightclub that's in the picture.
Oh.
All
Alright, so. Shall I proceed?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I want to bring this little other detail up. The developers actually program special little Easter eggs in this game where if you were to hit a certain command, something would happen. If you were to play the game as boss in the non-space areas, like in the opening of the game, he does this. Just a little flex.
Sure. I also like that's his... most of us adopt this kind of pose when we're thinking. That guy's like, oh, let me solve this puzzle. Oh!
Looks like a button.
Tiny candy like
immense thinker, this guy. Oh shit! It's Raiders. Oh no, it's not. It's BioShock.
Both good.
The tram seems to be made of crystal. No graffiti either.
He must be from Los Angeles. This is a cool sequence.
It's that bit from the trailer.
Now I know what my pet hamster
Aw,
felt.
he had a pet hamster. Weakened door.
I didn't know what the door's regular strength was.
I need some help to pry this door open.
Okay. What do you think?
Can't do without my buddy Superfly.
Always worth.
I need some help to pry this
Now,
door open.
this is pretty much telling you that you need someone
Call the
else
dead
to
guy.
help you pry this open. One of the cool things about this is they actually animated the various things you probably could have used to try to open it.
I need some help to pry this door open.
Try and open it with the ball.
That ball, all it's going to do is point to him. It's not. He's not going to do that.
Open
Can't
it with
use
his
it on the.
You
Palm
mean
Pilot.
it animated everything that had exactly the same shape?
Well, pretty much, yeah. But
Okay, I did one
Okay,
animation.
so all of the rod-shaped objects, like the bone, the rods, the shovel.
I think it's important that you try to open it with the PDA.
Oh, Deca was also pointing out that like the logo on the PDA looks like the shape of the buttons you made into the plates that you assembled into the shape that opened the dais.
yeah, right here.
Yeah, that.
Oh. You know what it actually looks like? It looks like the Saturn logo.
So this is they knew to look for aliens because alien technology allowed them to make PDAs in the mid-90s. Is it?
I'm sure it's just coincidence in shapes. I mean, it is trying to come off more as a square than... Well, I guess the other one's a square, but not on its corners. Okay.
Can you read what's on the arch up there?
The arch? The communicator?
Oh, the arch. No, the arch!
Arch, what the devil is he talking about?
Made of rocks.
The archway. There's an archway directly to the character's left.
Let's see. Not
It looks like it's got
pilot.
stuff written on it, or are those loose rocks?
It just leads back to the tram area, like this here.
Okay.
However, there is something below here, a fossil. And
Boston can't do that. He's not a cunning linguist.
All right, dig up the fucking fossil. Let's
What do I hear? Do I hear a baby crying?
Oh no, those are the animals in the background.
Okay.
This was added very, very late to the game, and you'll see why in a couple.
It's like a facehugger mated with a plesiosaur.
Plenty of water here. If it's drinkable, then we won't die right away. We have plenty of time to starve to death.
Hello.
The circle of life.
Holy smokes.
If Maggie were here, I'd tell her not to take a chance on swimming in the same water with a large eel that may or may not think of her as dinner. So
But
maybe
she's
I'll
not,
go
so I'll let her do it.
and stay on dry land. I see a cave down there. I wouldn't mind getting a look at that underwater cave. But I'm not really interested in finding out if this creature bites.
I think he'd swallow you whole before he bit you.
Yeah, exactly.
So what does he want you to do? Dig up the fossil, throw it in the lake, and then see if the creature eats it?
I think this creature prefers his meals to be a bit more meatier. But believe it or not, there's actually the only thing we can do with this fossil is look at it. We can't actually do any other meaningful interactions with it.
I'm glad they put it in there.
Yeah, a worthy addition.
Another ghost. The last one pointed
Oh, he
the
thinks
way
they're
down
ghosts
into the
now.
Nexus.
Okay.
Of course, that's how Brink died.
Okay, so it spiraled around this strange device, and it zoomed across this lens in a straight line. Let's take a look.
Across the wait, is that supposed to be an object there?
I can't.
This? Yeah. A lens.
No, at the bottom of that.
This?
I mean, I can't even tell there's anything there. I mean, it's like the same color as the background.
Yeah. Not a lot of color distinction, but hey, at least it's not as bad as pixel hunting. Also, Millennium Falcon.
Oh, yeah. Star Wars
So
reference
we
achieved.
So we have a big circle here that's very shapy, and 5 other circles.
Isn't that also the Lucasfilm figure, the stick figure
Yes,
there?
I was thinking the same thing. It looks like the Lucasfilm logo.
Oh,
and you could also
yeah,
think
and
that's a Star Destroyer.
And that's a Star Destroyer. Yeah, I'm just looking at that now.
Mm-hmm. So let's. Ooh. Do you see that line?
Yeah, it's going to decode to a 105th light assault rifle.
Okay, so doing that, did that?
Okay, so then, okay, what?
Light bridge.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Bright light. Bright light.
The ghost light.
It seems to be made of light, but it still looks like a bridge to me.
Okay.
It's that famous Billy Joel song.
So, Big Island is where we saw in the opening where the ship landed us. And the purple rod door took us to this spire right here, and there are 4 other spires as well. But if we go to the center, this was that crystal formation that we saw when we climbed back out of the Nexus and looked up.
Gotcha.
This thing is so transparent, it's almost invisible.
Whoa.
All right, let's proceed.
Wait, isn't this back?
Where we initially started, yes.
We had to go notice it was transparent. Or no, not transparent. So transparent.
Also,
I'd
it's
say it
almost
looks like
invisible.
some kind of museum.
What?
So we're in. So Boston says this is some kind of museum with displays.
Pick up the green thing? Can
Examine.
we not pick up the green? Or is it embedded in the wall or the floor?
A crystal. Green. It almost looks alive.
Better leave it alone.
Wasn't this from the second Star Trek movie?
The Wrath
Oh
of
no, it's from
Khan?
Discovery.
Oh, these aren't mushrooms. They're glowing green crystals, and there are two of them.
No, Decca says the primary MacGuffin.
Tablet.
Symbols written on a plate. Looks like an alphabet.
Take a look. Okay, Funk, what does it say?
So you're telling me this guy looked at this and said it was an alphabet?
Yep. Clear as day. Look, there's a Y-wing.
Is that a
Okay,
Y-wing?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Let's see what this display says.
Yeah, that's one of those areas where I absolutely do feel like there's a huge disconnect between the words that are being written and the art. And maybe the problem is just that, like, pixel art is an exercise in figuring out how you can use absolutely limited color palette and image resolution to transmit an idea to people, and part of that is recognizability. But when you're trying to make something deliberately look alien, you're kind of making it harder on yourself.
Well, did you see that little animation that Boston just
Yep.
saw? That looks like what we saw when the ship landed. There's the
Yep.
center island and the 5 that surround it.
Yep. Is that stairs or a bar chart?
I don't know, and that's the honest truth. But I do know that what we saw in there is a greeting of sorts.
Really? I thought it was like the taming of the flying dragons, because it looked like, oh, we met these flying creatures and then we put like leashes on them and used them to get somewhere.
But yeah, it looked like other aliens had come and visited before, and the aliens of this world were greeting them, and they went to some area that had that represented that bar graph.
Oh, they took them to a bar. Okay, that's fine. I get it.
You go to enough bars that you gotta
Yeah.
graph it.
Because that's also something that happened in Rama, right? In Rama, you also find other alien species that are on board the craft, and avians are one of the first species they do find. And there is a part of the structure that they can only get to by flying. A tree? Okay, I was going to say, is that a tree? Or should it be a
Could
shrub?
this be some sort of burial chamber?
That
Why does he think that? There's a tree.
Why does this dude think any of the thing he thinks? Man.
well, you see, this creature is being put in a triangle, surrounded by other creatures.
Could
And
this
usually-
be a recipe for macaroni and cheese?
My answer: yes, Funk.
Had Card
Larger
already
than
written
these being
Xenocide by the
eclipsed by
time
this
he
moment.
worked on this?
I don't know. 1995? Probably wrote
Let
it
me
in
look.
94. Second display here.
I think Xenocide came out. My memory of that is like
Yeah,
it's quite late.
91.
Oh,
91,
oh,
and this is 95.
that's what I know.
Okay, did anyone get that?
No, do it again.
Okay, so we have this egg-shaped thing. The
Yep.
egg is
Yeah, I
above
would
the
have said
skeleton.
Death Star.
The egg is
Eggs.
broken. Substance pouring all over the skeleton.
Oh, Simba.
A big sun. There's a skeleton.
No, it's a
We
cell.
poured the stuff on, and looks like it's got skin back. Maybe the egg and the healing, and a red engraved rod. We got access to another door.
Red rod, red rod.
Another one of
Okay,
these engravings on a stick.
One more display.
I do like that he hyphenated that, as if he can go to a street vendor and give me one of them engravings on a stick, please. Okay. Griffin gave a computer chip to a rock.
Or a mountain.
That canister sure packs a punch.
Okay, so
What?
to give you some context, Boston understands these displays more than we are, and if you actually
Which makes
don't
sense
look
Is
at
that
as
in
he is
canon?
demonstrably so intelligent and erudite.
Well, yeah, but what we just saw there was basically these aliens using this canister into the side of a hill and blowing it open and making a doorway. Hence why I said that
Okay.
canister sure
Is that what
packs
we
a
saw?
punch.
Eh,
Well,
Is it foreknowledge that makes Boston understand this, or plot armor?
Or
it's
spit
plot.
knowledge.
I would say it's plot armor. They're trying to be obvious
Okay.
with what they're trying to convey, but it's not what's here. And here's the thing: if you do not read or look at any of these displays, Boston's dialogue will be altered the further you go down the game, because a lot of areas that you encounter, Boston will, if you look at displays, he'll talk about seeing something like this on displays. Other times he won't. And he makes a pretty dumb decision later on this game if you do not look at the displays, because you like to say, why would a character do this if he didn't know what it was going to do? And if he looks at the display, he'll have an idea on what to do. If he doesn't, he'll just say, it's a shot in the dark, but I'm going to try this.
Okay.
Oh, hey.
Oh, I did not think that was a door.
Boston.
Maggie, I found you.
I
I
haven't
wasn't aware
moved.
that I was missing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean.
He's like not moved an inch.
I found a way to get where you were. Through the
And now I'm
museum,
here.
That way.
Oh, that's nice, Boston. If that's the museum, then I guess this is the library.
I found
Sure.
out how to open
If
doors
by
back
library
in
I
the-
mean greenhouse.
There's a train
underground.
that leads out here.
Look, Boston, I think it's great you're finding things out, but I'm trying to concentrate here.
I hate
I
this
feel like
woman.
I'm so close to making sense of some of this stuff, and I
Don't
just
hate on
wanna stay here
Maggie.
and keep
She's
working.
working real hard.
Dude, Boston
Alright.
just showed up, said he found a museum,
Sure, of
a
course.
tram, a nexus.
I
And a light
just-
bridge.
Anyway,
Right.
I know where to find you, and you know how to get out of here if you want to.
Thanks. Yes. When I learn something, I'll call you on the box, okay?
All right. All right. Yes, I won't. bug
And
you
as
anymore
Question
right now.
Deca pointed out earlier, this is because, in the Nexus, she fell down a hole, it collapsed, and then she found her way here on an entirely different island at a higher elevation.
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, there's some kind of space magic. At some point, we
Okay.
just let it happen.
I think
But that
this
would
is
mean
the
for
last...
Boston there should be no way out except the way he came in, right?
Right. Okay, I think this
Is
is
that
the
true?
last... I don't know.
Robbins.
I think this is the last Terminator 2 reference.
I'm sorry Brink is dead.
We're not.
Oh, no.
Right for you to blame me for it.
I don't blame you.
It's not safe for us to be separated.
It's not safe for us to be together either. In fact, Boston. It's
Okay,
just
never mind.
plain
I
not
take it
safe.
all back. Okay.
Thanks.
So, what have we got? We got a tablet, we got 2 green crystals, and we've seen a lot of these displays do a lot of weird things. Any ideas?
Can we backtrack to the room, the circular room that had all the doors, because we have a bunch of rods now?
We do.
Do we have 3?
We have technically we have, yes, 3 rods, but only 2 of them we can actually decipher. The one that we got from the ship, we actually can't look at.
Can't look
It's
at
a
it?
rod, engraved.
Is it too bright?
5
But I want to
geometric
look at it.
shapes.
Well, I mean, not
isn't-
it like we can look at these other rods like here,
Okay, so
and they
he-
have the shapes for the
so
code
he
to the
can
doors.
tell us that there are 5 shapes, but he just won't tell us what they are because he doesn't think we're
He
interested.
doesn't know the names of shapes.
Well, yeah, it's not that it's not that he doesn't shapes this. What this rod is used for is not in the same way it's used like the other rods are. I know that doesn't make much sense, but that's why we don't see it have shapes, whereas we do with all the other ones.
All right, whip it out again.
Okay, one more time. Something
Okay.
over there, crack open. Pour it on the skeleton. Big energy thing. And the skeleton, no longer a skeleton.
Where is mud?
Okay,
Do you thi-
so
do you have
it
an
wants
idea
us
what
to
that?
crack an egg over the dead guy.
Yes.
Oh,
Where's
do we
the
wait?
egg?
What's our inventory? What's our inventory?
Our inventory is 2 glowing crystals, blue crystal, some bones, a rod, but we found these.
Is the green crystal supposed to be the egg in this scenario?
I think the testicles are what we gotta go with here. Just bust a nut over this guy's head. And
Do we
then I
really
think you're
want him
okay.
back though?
No, but it probably solves the puzzle.
Like, at the rate Boston Lowe's mind operates, he must be thinking now that escape is impossible. What he needs to do is to populate this structure with humans, and so the archaeologist is only going to be competition for him with the journalist, and so he probably just ought to leave him dead.
Well, the thing I will say this.
Or do you need him for genetic diversity?
That's probably it.
I'll say this, there is nothing else in this game that tells you what to do next outside of those museum displays. And that one
Okay.
we looked at just last is the next thing we need to do. Let's see what this does.
All right,
And this is
bust a
one
nut. You have to hit him with a shovel?
Who knows if this will even work?
Who knows
These
what
really
work
are the
means
same
in this
crystals I saw
context?
resurrecting an alien in that museum display. They weren't
Okay.
designed for humans. But it's worth a shot.
Oh my god, great arm strength.
Brink, are you okay?
I feel fine. What happened? I remember digging, and the ground gave way under me.
Brink, you've been dead for several hours.
You Americans, always exaggerating.
I assure you, Brink. No pulse, no breath. Dead. But I found a couple of life crystals in a museum, and from a display there, I got an idea of how to use them.
I appreciate him giving them a name.
Where's the crystal? I have to see it.
I wasn't sure it would work on a human being.
Our cellular structures must be very similar. Boston, it didn't just bring me to life. It brought me to life.
I was afraid we were going here.
Powerful, more energetic, more
Oh,
alive
no.
than I've ever felt before.
Now he's
This
really lost
feeling
his chance
persists for more than
reproduction.
4 hours. Call your
Yes,
doctor.
I do. I hope this is important.
I think so. Brink isn't dead anymore, Maggie.
You now have 2 options for Friday Night Maggie. How does
You
that
have a
sound?
very sick sense of humor. Goodbye.
No, wait.
Deadly serious.
Brink! I can't believe it.
It was a crystal I found in the museum. The display there showed it bringing someone back to life. So I tried it.
A crystal that heals the dead. If we ever get back home, this will change the world. It'll change everything.
It's not just being alive again, Maggie. I feel perfect. I feel like I never knew what good health was until today.
Now it's all the more important we find a way home.
It's always kind of important to me.
Keep exploring, Boston. I'll get back to work on the language.
I'm sure there will be no downside or hidden trade-offs for this at all. Black Star's in the chat and said, "You've been mostly dead all day."
Hey, Black
So yeah,
Star.
so hold on, Jeyl. Before we go on, a lot
Okay.
of games, especially point-and-click adventures, have problems navigating the differential between the character's mind state and the player's mind state, right? What the player understands about the game world and what the character does. And here's very clearly one. I think they do a disservice pointing it out, because when the character views the animations and says this is a museum, he then doesn't say anything about what he understands the thing to have
Yes.
meant, because that's the puzzle for the player to figure out. But then, once the player does a thing, then the character said, well, I did this not because somebody controlled my actions, but because it was logical that was, I understood what I saw, and that I understood it to mean that I should try this.
This is one of the This is one of the reasons why they should have kept Maggie with Boston for a little while longer till they got to this point, so he would have something to talk off on that would better establish what they were looking at. Because once they go through that door, then it's like, oh, it's a language library. I'll stick here and see what I can find, rather than, oh, I fell through a cave and I'm in another island. I'll talk to you later.
Oh, it's a language library? Dude, it's literally just a greenhouse.
Well, the thing is, there's actually a conversation bit I had with Maggie before she even got there that kind of jumped the gun on what she was doing, because I talked to her about the plate, and I was like, I'm just collecting plates, and and I'm deciphering new languages. You get the easy labor. And it was like, that was the game mistakenly allowing me to talk about her learning in the library before she even got there.
Now, if you call her on the PDA after viewing the animations, can he talk to her about them then, or is there just nothing there in terms of content?
That's a good. Let's see. I know the green crystals are a topic of conversation. Let's see.
Robbins, this is low.
Well, I
Do
think
you
we're
read?
past that point where
Doctor
it would
Who.
probably have brought anything up.
Yeah, I assume so.
How could a crystal bring the dead back to life?
I'm no expert on it, but I once talked to a forensic examiner, and she told me that even in the short time Brink was dead, irreparable damage happens to the body's cells, especially the brain cells.
He doesn't seem to have forgotten anything.
Makes you wonder if maybe memories are stored somewhere else, and the brain is only the data retrieval system.
What do you mean?
No, you get out
Stored
with that.
somewhere else.
Not even in the body. Think about it.
Okay, I gotta do this.
All right, hold on. I
You
heard
won't
that.
believe what I found, Maggie.
That's dumb.
The central island and the 5 rock spires around it aren't just connected by underwater trams. There are also light bridges leading from the spires to this amazingly transparent crystal above the center island.
A bridge made from light?
I know, it doesn't make any sense, but it's true.
Their technology is so far advanced beyond ours that I don't know if anything could surprise me.
Okay,
now.
here comes.
If they can make bridges out of light, you have to wonder if they can make anything else.
You mean light beer?
I was thinking more of a lighthouse. Light-minded.
Light salad dressing.
Light-minded.
Delighted.
Light-footed.
Light-fingered.
Light-minded.
Okay, that's enough.
Is the joke here that Boston's an idiot? Because
Oh, the joke, they were
Wow.
doing like a Forrest Gump thing, you know, with the shrimp soup, shrimp stew, shrimp fry. I mean, the film came out around this time, so... Okay. Go back to the museum and see what we... And see if we can get that door open now that we have help. Come on,
So
Brinkers.
I do want to point out, so faced with a door that requires another person to help open him, and his options were a live woman and a dead dude. He picked the dead dude. He thought it was
Yes.
easier to bring the guy back to life than it was to have a woman help him open the door.
It is weird they think it, but who knows? Maybe in his sexist state, he probably thought she wasn't strong enough.
Oh yeah, well come on, look at the division of labor, right? We got the engineers, astronauts, military. We've got a woman on the crew. What is she? Oh, she's the journalist, right? She's the so-called soft sciences person.
All right, let's see. Come on, Brink. See if you're more perfect than you were with that shovel.
Brink, would you give me a hand with this?
Sure.
The last time I touched the shovel, I died. What could go wrong?
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
5.
That was the longest visit from a ghost yet.
The whole display centered
Pretty sure it actually
space.
wasn't.
It's full of crystals. Are these the life crystals? Like the one you used to bring me back to life?
They look like it.
Then it couldn't be more clear. These life crystals are the reason they brought us to this world.
And the reason for making an animated skull over them was...
And they want to share.
Weren't you watching, Brink? I don't care what language you speak. That ghost shaped itself like a skull.
A human skull.
It was warning us. These crystals are dangerous.
It was the symbol of death, Lo. These crystals are the antidote for death. That's what it meant.
What if there are side effects?
Skull isn't inherently a symbol of either of those things, you absolute
The
ninnies.
side effect is that I feel better than I ever felt before. If you had used a life crystal on yourself, your mind would also be as clear as mine. And you'd see that there is nothing more important than getting these crystals and using them.
Brink, I think you're wrong.
How does he know that?
I
Fact.
think we need to be careful.
How?
These aliens are kind and good, Commander. They have given us a gift.
Yeah? Well, if this is all so perfect, where are these aliens?
Maybe they've moved on to a higher plane of existence.
Like me.
Or maybe they're all dead.
Dude, this guy just chugged some
See how
ayahuasca or
badly
something.
your
He
brain
is
is working.
having a hell of a
How
time.
could they be dead?
Yeah, just remember, it's like,
They
drugs are bad,
invented
okay?
these life crystals. Come on.
You don't know that!
Sorry for you. Still tied down by an ordinary mind
Wow.
and ordinary fears. But I feel too good to want to argue with you. Believe what you want. I'm taking as many of these crystals as I can carry.
I just knew it. Look, they're shaped just like a suppository. I can carry even more this way.
Well, I'm gonna take some for study back on Earth. I'm just not gonna use them.
But you will, Commander.
You know what? I think I'm going to take one more.
Like you absolute dingleberry.
Maybe I should take one more life crystal.
Just one more.
Take
One
as
too
many,
many
as you
hits
can
on the
do.
life crystal.
Oh, look.
What?
A canister. Didn't I see a picture of something like this in one of the museum displays?
Yes, you did. It's the one that goes boom.
When you fill it with life crystals?
I think so, yes.
I hope
Like,
this
there were
guy
so
dies
many-
again.
There were so many things wrong with that conversation that I've already run through a dozen of them and forgotten them all.
Well, that's okay. We got bigger fish to fry. Or turtles.
Uh-oh. Oops.
Okay.
Gross. Hey, Brink. Do you think... Brink?
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 Brink.
Brink, answer me.
Where are you, Brink?
Brink, can you hear me?
He's gotten the...
Call him on the phone.
Where are you?
When we got back to life, he
Brink's run
wanders off in 5
He
minutes.
wasn't acting very rational
Yep.
when we found a big
Classic
supply of
Brink.
life crystals. I'm afraid maybe those things are addictive. Or they altered his personality or something.
Brink's addicted to
Ghost
being
tried to
alive.
warn us, but Brink was feeling too cocky to listen to good advice.
Just when this place starts looking benign, it finds new ways to be dangerous.
Anyway, I'm going on without him. I can't think of anything else to do.
I'll try to contact him now and then, see if he's willing to talk.
Thanks, Maggie. I'm beginning to take this personally. Nobody wants to stay with me. Maybe it's my deodorant. I think it failed somewhere back there on Attila.
So, something new happened in that little sequence.
Yeah, it
When
spat
that-
the turtle back up at us.
Right.
And there it is, right there.
Can we grab it and wear it as a turtle suit?
Well, get ready, because this is what every fan of this game considers the hardest puzzle in the game.
Oh, marvelous. Them bones, them bones, them. Oh, is
We have to-
reassembling the turtle?
Yes,
Oh, so we just look at the fossil for reference.
that's correct.
But so was the fossil added late in development because people couldn't solve this puzzle and they needed a hint?
That is correct. In fact, this isn't even the first iteration of the puzzle. It was a lot more complex than this.
And I assume you can't rotate the pieces.
Yes, you can.
You can?
Oh,
Oh my god. So it's even worse. Deca's like, the worst puzzle until they add the fossil, but the fossil wasn't always there. Okay, yeah,
Yep.
eyeballs go at the front. If those are eyeballs. Are those eyeballs?
I think that's his tail.
Is that a neck bone?
Let's...
Okay, alright, I can see that.
Oh yeah, now I remember.
That doesn't look...
What?
Does this animal not have bilateral symmetry, or what?
Your guess is. Oh no, I remember. Right.
No,
I'm
he
doing this
doesn't.
all wrong.
He doesn't. He's only got one scapula.
What's a scapula?
No.
Shoulder blade.
Yeah, but the other leg there is above you. You just have to rotate it.
Yep.
No, not that. The other piece. No, that's the clearly
This one?
no. Yeah, there you go. I thought it was one piece, but it was two.
Ah, okay, I see it.
Tail? Oh, okay, it's another leg.
Oh,
Black
Here
Shell's
we
like,
go.
CSI, the dig. Do you get the turtle back? Yeah, I could kind of see that. I mean, I almost think this should become before the bit with Brink. Like, if you reanimated the turtle, that would prove to you that it worked, and then you'd be like, oh, okay, now if it worked on an alien, maybe it'll work on a human. But after we've done Brink, I'm like, why do I care? Why do I want a live turtle?
That is a good point, and there is something that we need to do in order for this to happen. But the designers really want us to wait until we.
You're dead.
Jeyl, lost your voice there.
About the turtle.
This is a really in-depth explanation he's given us.
Okay, and this is the reason why this puzzle sucks. You spend so much time working on that, figuring it out. No internet to give you the solution.
Yeah.
Use a life crystal on it,
and it'll say that doesn't work. That doesn't do anything.
It should just get eaten right away immediately. If this game is fair.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
All right, now use it.
Now is it going to spit it out again? Yes.
Yes, it did.
In the same place, so that you can do the puzzle again. So that you need to figure out that there's also a phase where you need to prevent the animal from eating the thing somehow.
Well, actually,
and that's
we
why
want him to eat this thing.
We do?
Now here's a fun thing. Also, and because after he spits it out again, the puzzle resets. So you're like, oh god, what was it like? What did I do?
Can you jam the canister with life crystals and hide it inside this thing so that he eats it and then blows up?
That is the solution.
You're joking.
No.
Marvelous
watch this.
Scientific expedition we have going here.
I just want to do this. This is what happens if just one piece of the puzzle is misaligned.
Let me guess. It's not only going to not work, it's going to waste the crystal. So you'd have to go back and get more if you didn't take enough.
Damn. My knowledge of alien anatomy is weak, and it shows.
Yeah, basically, it barely comes back to life until all of its bodily functions just fail and it melts.
That's the most self-awareness he's shown in this whole game.
Yep. Okay. Tail right there. Okay. Head. Hamdingers, I know I had that. Get out. That looks like it fits.
Oh, Blackster says, great, now we can grab Brink and feed him to the creature over and over again and not break the plot.
That would be ideal.
It would be.
That would be very ideal. I get this one arm out of the way. There we go.
Is that other one in the way, blocking? Oh, it was. That was actually blocking it from socketing. That's obnoxious.
Yes. No. Right there you go. At least the lighting unnaturally stays the same direction where the shadows are. Okay. Double checking. I think that's right. Light, dark. Yes. I think we're good. Okay. Get inventory. Canister. Little canister.
You just need a little something to make you complete, my friend. How about a little alien explosive device?
And now, we're going to charge both at the same time.
Oh, I wouldn't have got that at all. I would have been struggling to try to put some in the canister before placing the canister in the body.
Boom.
It took him a while to come up with that zinger.
Deca's like, illegal fishing!
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
Yes, no, because as you see,
revoked.
too much life is like death.
You know, when I was playing this game initially, I thought the goal was to feed this monster until he wasn't hungry anymore, so I kept on resurrecting it, and it didn't do anything. And
His
Boston will
his secret is that he's always hungry.
Yes, and Boston will even say, if I keep feeding him like this, he might just explode. Which is supposed to be a hint that you need to literally make him explode and not feed him till he does explode. But
That's a bad hint because I think it works
a
against
really dumb
the
hint.
desired
it
solution.
is a really dumb hint because it didn't tell me anything. But yeah, so now that creature's clear, we can finally go to
And
the cave underwater. And
all of that was to get into a cave.
Yes, but I will say this: it does have one of the best scores that Michael did for this game. So enjoy.
Oh, the music is not this game's weak point.
Now that the water's safe for swimming, I think it's time to see what's in that underwater cave.
Might be acid, dude.
Black Stars. If you could hear the turtle, it would have said, "Oh no, not again!" Like literally. Oh, are you swimming by a plate? I think you missed a plate there, Boston. There's a
Let's see. Yeah, that
Plate
might
there.
just be
yeah.
a rune detail from the outside. It's not highlightable.
Too bad. It looks like just the other things in the game that you're supposed to think do mean something. Hey, it's another rod.
Orange, because everything in that room is orange.
Is there a ruby
Another
rod?
engraving.
That looks like a
Very
ruby rod,
funny.
actually.
I am above that joke.
It won't do anything.
No one's above that joke.
Ooh, a plate.
I don't get the joke.
Fifth Element.
I do not remember that
Jar
movie
Jar's
well.
got nothing on.
Your nerd card is revoked.
I watched it with a girlfriend when we were just starting to date. I don't remember much of the movie at all.
Fair.
Now
you can go
that's-
back and watch it now.
That's true.
Okay, I'm gonna double click
Oh.
my way to that Terminator 2 reference if it kills me.
Okay, so was that it? So was that it? The only point of that room was the rod?
The rod and the plate.
Okay.
There's another plate in there.
Okay, now, she could go out and explore anywhere now, but she's still just here.
Yep. Okay,
Robin.
here it comes. Ready? Please work.
Have you seen this boy?
What?
Nothing.
Thank you. I'm here all day, ladies and gentlemen.
That
Thanks.
It's
is
not even a
horrible
particularly good
reference.
reference. Okay, by the way, can you pull up? Can you pull up the interface again? No, the one that showed the characters you could talk to. The one that.
The penultimate?
Yeah. No. Before that, there was a thing where there was a single row of icons, and one of the icons was Brink's face.
Oh, that's when you went to talk to Robbins.
Yeah, go back and do that.
This one?
No. Go back into the room and talk to Robbins in person.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Robbins.
What do we want?
Okay, maybe it was just an artifact then, because it for some reason Brink's face was all his whole body was blue, but maybe it was just a glitch.
Oh, like
Have you seen this boy?
it was so nice. I did it twice, but it'll show you.
Nothing.
When you see that term blue,
Oh, that.
that means you've
you've used
you've
it.
worn that means
Oh,
you've worn
okay.
out that conversation topic.
Okay, fine. All right.
But yeah. But like the subjects like the light bridge and all
Thanks.
the light puns, that never wears out.
Or immediately wears out, as the case may be.
Okay, I'll give you that one. We've blown up a sea creature, resurrected a friend who then bailed on us. Maggie found a library, and we bombed a turtle.
He'll be back in the life crystal room, packing his pockets.
That turtle, we're really assholes to that turtle.
Yeah,
We were.
several times.
Not gonna lie. We brought back to life. We brought back to not life where it oozed away. Then we brought back to life with a bomb inside of it. I don't think it would come back even if we did find all the little itty-bitty pieces. Okay. So we have two rods here.
Wait, was something going on over there? On the left?
Oh yes. Right here.
It was an animation that wasn't there before. Oh yeah,
This
power
reflects
is
the
on.
power, yes, and sparks. So we have two options that we can explore. We can do the room with, because we did the purple rod. We have a red rod and an orange. Which ones do you feel like exploring?
Let's do the ruby rod.
Yeah, that's
Fine.
the most recent one. Why are you so angry?
It's a red rod, not a ruby rod.
Oh, well.
Fine. It's a ruby rod. Just give me a second. Okay. You got that down to memory? Good.
Yeah, blue pyramid, blue blob, red blob, red blob. Like those multifaceted shapes, like those don't come through at all. Like, is that a dodecahedron or is it not as many faces that? Like, once you get up above 5 or 6 faces.
We can't even use them as polygons or polyhedrons. Sorry.
Yeah, this here is just an unshapen diamond. Everything else is a shape. And I gotta cycle all the way back to red with this one. And yeah, don't over-click.
No kidding.
You've opened Ruby Rod's door. Thank you.
Okay, let's go inside.
Another tram station. Press the button.
Sure, why not?
Can't hurt. Looks like a Vex wall.
Uh-oh. The other trams came as soon as I called them. Maybe there are some controls somewhere.
Huh. That one didn't work.
Maybe someone else is using the tram. Did you think about that? No?
Well, okay. Now we got it. Let's see. Ruby Rod is out of commission, thank God. So
Okay,
we're
fine.
doing
So do the other one then.
Let's see. Boston, can you tell us what color this is?
Shut tight and
Or
I
the
don't know the
freaking
magic
color.
word.
That would have been helpful. Okay.
Magic word
Examine.
is please.
Well, that one's easy to remember. Okay, maybe not.
Yeah.
I love that big vroom noise every time you click the shape. And a green Borg cube. Huh? Okay, maybe that's not orange.
Black
Does
Stars,
look
this
a bit
tram is not
yellowish.
a natural formation, so must lead somewhere. No, you're no kidding. There have been so many natural formation jokes already because characters keep saying that exact same thing.
This must be orange. Yes, and a green cube. All right, what else doesn't work down here? This would be pretty fun. They could have a dig the water park.
So they don't color code their tram balls?
They do color code these areas. This one's more bluish purple than
But
the
not
other
the ball
ones.
itself. Like Like humans, we put the color like right on the thing, on the vehicle, on the the train.
At least they all get their own unique cutscenes. Now we're on a different spire entirely. 2 out of 5.
Yeah, Paul says, wonder if they reconstruct the doors from dust if they want to close them again. Yeah, come on, they bother instantiating these little tiny rock wedges to fit between the lip of the tram ball and the station.
Okay, this upcoming puzzle I solved completely by accident.
Okay.
I was able to solve. I solved it the first time I played this game, but not on the second time. And on the second time, I was completely stuck. We have to get from here to there.
We have to jump a small gap. And you land safely in the water.
Yeah.
Do it again. Do it again.
Okay, I'll do it.
That should be an Olympic.
Holy shit, he can climb
I get at
fast.
least the bronze.
Yeah,
wait,
the implied distance around that curve.
Here it comes. Oh, wait, not yet. Because here's what happens. You have to time it.
I can guess. I want to hear him die first, though. I want to hear him fall down again.
Okay. Oh! Yeah.
Oh, you did it by accident.
Nice job, doofus.
First time I had to
Sorry
do the
about
wave all
that,
by
Narc.
myself.
As you can tell, like I say, that was totally by accident.
Yeah, but after we saw him
Didn't
fall
jump
down
down
once, I'm
from the
guessing,
fence?
yes, it's a timing thing. You're supposed to try to surf the wave across the short gap, when it just feels like there would have been so many better ways of doing that. Assuming you had anything like a grappling hook or a rope, like that cable you ripped off and then did nothing with since the beginning of the game, even though it was absolutely essential to make anything happen to take it.
Yep. Although there is a nice little anti-frustration feature if you ever happen to come through this way again.
Oh, that's good.
Shortcut. You made a Skyrim door. Rumble, rumble? Why was there a subtitle that said rumble, rumble?
That's the
That's
the
how you
cue
know
to
it's
jump
rumbling.
the gap.
Oh.
Because that's the
Color
wave.
cycling.
That's the wave. Let's. Another one of these. Oh look.
Yeah, Blackstar
we
says,
have
no
an
one
X.
was able to sneak anywhere on this planet if every door opening is so loud and dramatic. Yeah, but so far there isn't anybody to hear us except the plesiosaur that ate Turtle, and they're both dead now.
Alright, so here I see a Dalek and E.T.
I see an X-wing on its side,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
and that's probably another Star Destroyer right there. But yeah, this one could be a little Dalek.
That should have turned on another light bridge, and it didn't. Bummer. I guess when you abandon machinery long enough, it's going to get out of adjustment.
So yes, he just told you what you need to do. Adjust the lens.
Oh, that again.
Just needs a little adjustment.
Well, at least we don't have a control
That is
panel to tell
barely
us.
distinguishable as just a feature of the rock face.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Like, I would be begging for that feature that we have in Divinity and the other games that like puts a subtitle directly on every interactable object. And that's on the edge of the frame anyway. You can barely see it there. That's very close to requiring pixel hunting.
Now, it's not immediately obvious, but the more bridges you turn on, the more this thing starts to take shape. And the museum spire is where we lost Brink and where Maggie is, and the spire here, we don't have much of an ID for yet. I do love video game waterfalls, though.
Okay. Blue doohickey.
There's a glow coming from inside the crevice, but I can't see what it's coming from.
Go ahead, Boston. Stick your hand in
Stick
there.
stick your finger in there.
Yeah, right. Like I'm gonna stick my hand in some crack in the rock.
You've
on
done
the
weirder
alien planet.
things.
Okay. Didn't he jump in that hole? Oh, there you go.
Yes.
It's a glowing blue rod.
An animate carbon rod? It's the hero of the story.
Wait, why are we sticking more stuff in the crack?
Because there's already...
it's Sunday.
Yeah.
Blackstar says, I feel so inspired. Uh-oh. Cute animal comedy moment. Oh no, it took the
Things have been
component that
going.
kept that door open.
I can pretty much bet that whatever that little beast just stole, I'm gonna want it really badly in a minute or two.
And indeed we do.
Such a terrible coincidence to have arrived in this alien planet at just the moment before this tiny creature took that object that had been lying in that socket for nigh on millennia.
How knows? Huh? So we need to get through this door. We have a cover. We have a dowel. We have a rib cage. We have a pole. You figure it out.
Sorry, we have a who?
Oh, also,
Do we
also have a rod.
reassemble another skeleton and make a new animal to go chase the first one down?
I wish it was that simple, but
It's like
we
this-
definitely do not.
I'm expecting one of these like little old lady you swallowed a fly puzzle solutions at some point.
I think we've got to build a mechanism to
Scavengers
turn
have
those
picked these
wheels in
ribs
the middle.
clean, but the animal can't have been dead very long because the rib cage is still holding together.
Oh, does that mean we should turn it into an animal? No, that means the rib cage is
A
going to
thin
hold
metal
together as
plate
one.
with a button on
We're
it.
making a hamster for the hamster wheel?
Yep.
A short metal dowel. I can't use.
Oh
those
god,
two
I remember
things
hearing that a
together.
lot in my initial playthrough. Okay, so
Put the dowel
Here's what-
on the wheel in the middle.
good idea. Okay.
I have a feeling I'm going to be
Place for everything
appalled when I
and
see how this
everything in
works
its
together.
place. That's a nice fit.
I still don't even know what a dowel is.
Sounded
Dowel's a
vaguely
little
suggestive about that,
thing.
Boston.
All right, what's in the inventory?
Say, congratulations, Boston. You've reinvented the wheel. Blackstar asks, why is it every alien culture has doors human-sized but never human-shaped?
That wouldn't be alien. Or
Because
at
that's the
least-
only practical way to present it. The doors have to be... The doors can't be too small for the humans to use. And making them too much larger would be too much work. So having it be differently shaped is the only way to signify their alienness without being impractical. Are we making a trebuchet out of an alien rib cage?
If only I had some bait for this trap.
Oh, it's
What's
a
a
But
trap?
I just have
It's a
to
trap.
play sheepdog.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. Paul? Hello?
There's
Nope,
something moving in here.
That trap
Oh,
was
now
not
he's
in
gonna
my
stick his
top
hand
5
into a damn
ideas
hole.
about what this was. What? But the...
Okay, so if we approach the creature like this, he just runs away.
Do you have any cheese squigglies?
A lot of useless junk collected by that little thief. Just unidentifiable
drop it.
junk left by that critter. A lot of useless junk collected
Oh, I
by
knew I
that
should
little
have. I knew
thief.
I should have attempted it the first go, but I wanted to show what would happen because you
Yeah,
have
fair
to
enough.
sheepdog. You have to sheepdog that critter into the trap and not put any bait in there. Okay, let's see. There's something moving.
Really?
The last
Because
time I
I...
was small enough to get into a cave that size, I was 4 years old.
He's a small kid.
I would say that if you want gamers to think they need to put bait in a thing, call it a trap. If you're not going to put bait in the thing, don't call it a trap.
There's something moving in here.
So here was
And it
actually
ain't
the
us.
hardest part for me. You can actually there's a path that you can walk around this.
Yeah, the depth. I mean, like
And
it looks like such a tiny thing that you can walk around it, and now you chase it into the trap instead of away from the trap.
Now I've got you. If I let you out, you'll head for the place where you hide nice shiny machinery parts. The only trouble is, how am I gonna
Well,
follow
Narc, you want to take
Wouldn't
a
it-
stab at this one?
Wouldn't it just run away from you, regardless of what direction that place was? This
Yes.
guy is the master of assuming facts, not in evidence.
And yet, he's doing great.
Yeah. Well, he's failing upward, like a true
Well,
white
he
man of the
knows-
silver age of science fiction.
He knows he needs to. He can't just let it go because he needs to follow it to where it hid the part. So the question is, how do we follow it when we let it out?
You drink from the bottle named Drink Me, so you can shrink down to its size and run into the little mouse hole.
It's not that simple. Oh, actually, it's not that complicated. No, it is that complicated. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Make your decision.
Okay.
I got no idea, and I would have thought life crystals would have made a good bait, right? Because everybody loves life crystals.
Well, not these little rodents. They've been blessed.
He only
to
likes the
not know.
engraved rods. He doesn't like the life crystals.
Remember this?
Remember what?
The bracelet?
What?
And now we let it go.
Are we making
It's
a
small
leash?
alien critter with an electronic collar.
Oh, it's a
Not really?
collar.
Let's see.
Go, little creature. Roam free, wherever your thieving little heart
Because if you
desires.
remember,
I don't
that
remember.
bracelet was tied to this device.
Okay. Oh, so now you can find
Indicating
it.
to the right.
Yes.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ,
so it's the
man.
navigator's head from Monkey Island. He found a child tracker and he put it on a
It's
rat.
indicating to the left of me.
Yep.
And small mammals
friend.
famously
Your
like
little house
having
is
things
about to
around
be
their
big
necks. They won't
someday.
try to get out of it in the least.
They did animate it showing you its neck had the bracelet on it, so I give
That looks
props
big
for
enough to
that.
squeeze through.
What would have happened if you just tried to dig that hole before putting the thing on the animal?
You would have come into this room, but the thing is, you would have no indication on where to go in this room to find that missing part.
Okay, so this isn't just go into the room and find the thing. It's now a maze, right?
And this room looked like it may have been able to lead to somewhere else, because if you look right here, there's this opening with a different light source on there, but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I would have assumed that was a way out. In fact, it's the only obvious way out.
It's got to be right under here. This is where the tracker's pointing.
And there's the tracker spot. And here's the line.
What if I hadn't brought this shovel along? No, that's not worth thinking about.
What if I'm crazier than an outhouse rat? What if I hadn't put that necklace on the small animal? What if I hadn't gotten out of bed
Critter
this
sure
morning?
didn't like that. He took off down one of his tunnels.
And there's the machine part.
Now maybe I can get the door open.
All right. How does that song go? The neck bone goes to the leg bone.
Now with any luck, this
I
will
want to see
work.
that guy. Neck bone goes to the leg bone.
Oh, I'm
Did
sorry.
you
I
miss
don't
that
know.
episode of Monkey Island 2?
Now let's get this thing closed
I-
up and
apparently-
see if it works.
That's the musical puzzle. You You try to climb a tree by making a makeshift stairway out of planks. You fall and hit your head and see a vision in which your parents turn into skeletons that sing that song to you. And the order in which they sing the verses of the various bones connected is the solution to a puzzle much later in the game.
Oh, that's annoying.
It's how you navigate the maze in LeChuck's fortress. Super green. Okay.
Another one of these engraved sticks.
And
So
those
things in the middle look like adult AIDS.
Well,
Look, that's not even the first dildo-looking thing in this game. Like, all the rods look that way to start with. Twin scepter. I also just think it's weird that, like, the game clearly refers to these objects as rods, and Boston insists on calling them sticks.
Maybe they've written in some characterization.
Okay, so we're in this room. We had these we found these two sticks,
All right.
and there's a faint light up there.
We got a crack, we got a glowing pizza, and we got a faint light.
Scepter. Wait, what did you just do there?
He used it on the faint light.
Huh. We have two moons. One is orbiting the other, and the planet.
Oh, this is one of the most unstable things I've ever seen.
Look out!
Oh, they can actually control their own moon orbit.
Oh, did we just stop the planet from revolving? Or?
I think we stopped the moons from orbiting.
That's going to be problematic.
So, you click on an area, and it moves the planets, or the moons.
Oh, so you want to get them in alignment for tidal purposes or something?
Well, we'll try until something clicks.
Yeah, sure, so that we can jump over that small gap, and then an even bigger wave comes up through it and takes us to a higher level.
Oh, look!
The Great Conjunction.
You inexplicably solved.
No! Why is that door closing? He didn't steal that part again, did he? I'm trapped in here?
Oh well, guess I'll die.
Okay, Funk, what's your solution to this puzzle?
Call my friends?
Yeah, if this was any other LucasArts adventure game, now would be you would take control of another character who would come and get you out. Like if it was
Let's
Maniac
call Brink.
Mansion, that's what you do, right?
Yeah.
Brink, come in, Brink. Great.
Brink's
decided to
bogarting the life crystals.
Well, I don't have time to waste on children's games.
Maggie?
Maggie, come in. I'm
I
trapped.
love it. It's like, I guess I'll have to call the woman.
The rocks surrounding this room must be blocking the
Well, we
signal.
can't call anyone. And playing Moonlander isn't going to help.
Okay,
Get back to the... Wait, I'm sorry. Go back to the phone interface again for just 1 second. So, yeah, and then click on the phone icon to try to talk to someone, to try to call somebody. So I just want to point out, right? Like, there was originally one more character, right? So if there had been one more character, you'd need 5 buttons, which is fine. You'd have 5 characters and the return button, and they'd all be the same size. However, since the game started, 2 of these characters are nowhere near us and cannot be communicated at all. And one of them, for a significant portion of the beginning of the game, was dead. So, like, they created a game that has a PDA interface where you could call up to 4 or originally 5 characters, and it's been useless almost all of the time because for a long time there was one person and she wasn't talking to you.
Yes.
Okay, that's all.
I
want to make that clear.
Maybe it'll become useful later.
So,
Come on,
that's
Funk.
not the
This
solution.
is your time to... That is not the solution.
This is my time to shine?
Yes, what is the solution to this puzzle?
Hit the glowing frisbee.
What frisbee?
Or sorry, by frisbee I mean pizza.
This thing?
No, the thing on the... Yeah, the button.
You, sir, are a certified genius.
Ha! The trolls still work on this side.
You see, this isn't Star Wars, where if you destroy
Is
one
that
panel,
how doors
the whole...
work? Then wait a minute.
Yep,
wait.
that was...
Then why did it
Okay.
close when it was removed?
I don't know. That's just... At least it didn't stay closed like it does in Star Wars, as I mentioned.
Oh, yeah, Black Star is like, yes,
That's
I'd
true.
like to phone a friend. I'd like to use a lifeline.
Okay, well, that was easy. I'm glad that puzzle happened.
I thought it might have been use the tracker again, assuming the thing brought the rod back to the same place, and maybe you could dig through the floor in that room and end up back in the cave and get the thing. But then there wouldn't be anywhere to put it in the wall on that side of the door.
That is true. But who knows what kind of logic this guy's running on at this point. However, we have a new item in our inventory that I think we can use somewhere else.
A pizza.
What is it with you and pizzas? We got no oven on this planet.
Why do you
We
think
haven't
that?
eaten
You
or
said-
drank anything since we arrived, and there's been no concern of it other than his vague assertion that, like, well, at least we won't. At least we'll starve to death instead of die of thirst because there's an ocean. I guess we didn't
could probably
bother
go-
to check whether it was saline or not.
And we do know how to trap these rodents if we want meat.
And we
don't know
can
they're
cook them
edible.
using the lenses.
We don't know if they're edible. They might be poisonous.
I'll grant you that. I'll
Well,
grant you that. We don't
I think
know a
we
lot,
should
which
eat
is why
the
we're not trying.
geologist.
Okay.
Hey, that was my vote from before we brought him back to life. I was thinking, look for a refrigerator for the corpse.
Okay, it's time.
Oh
we
yeah,
gotta
that's
go
right.
down the
We
dark
avoided
tunnel.
the dark tunnel since the very start, didn't we? Because we chose ramp
Yes.
instead. All right, go ahead.
Let's do it. We're gonna be eaten by a grue.
Nope, no, we have a flashlight. That's it. Aim the flashlight everywhere but the dark tunnel, genius. Go ahead. Okay.
Oh, this is gonna be like some
Glowing
Chronicles of Riddick
plants.
stuff, man.
It's gonna be a jump scare in the tunnel.
What if it's not?
It'd be an awful waste, wouldn't it?
Hello?
Yep, illuminate the shadow. Good job.
Just
Okay, it's just a rock formation.
Okay.
now it's pretty. Don't drop anything. It might crack further.
Drop a shovel.
And we could have come down here before, right?
Yes.
Okay, so whatever would have blocked our progress yet, we haven't seen it.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay,
that
it's an
does
airlock.
act like an airlock.
That leads me to believe the other side of this will be entirely safe. Blackstar noticed the flashlight is not in the Palm Pilot. If they'd thought of that technology yet when designing this game, no, I guess not. I think it would. They would have considered it obvious that the power you'd need for a bright flashlight could not possibly fit in a thing as small as that.
Okay, you want to see... Okay, I don't know if this is going to work, so bear with me. This is probably the weirdest thing the developers put in this game. It's
That's
kind
saying
of
a
immersion
lot.
breaking, but again, this is what happens when you type the word swan.
Oh, is this a Loom reference?
Yeah, you type the word swan, he sees himself swimming outside. I guess they were so proud of that animation, they decided to put it in somewhere else.
Yeah, the art style. Let me see if I can find something.
This is a very nice place, though.
If there's some.
Okay, Funk, do
Don't
you
say
have
that
any
obvious.
idea?
Do I have any idea? Of what?
Yes, of what we're looking at.
We are looking at the 4 areas we've explored, and the center part is the Nexus.
Well, technically, we've only explored 2.
Oh.
But yes, the center part is the Nexus.
And so those are the areas
that one
that
spire is unreachable.
Okay, so we have rods for these doors.
This crystal is lifeless. It's an energized crystal. It's an energized
So,
crystal.
Boston said if there was a control center anywhere that controlled the trams, because remember one of the trams was dead?
Mm-hmm.
This is that dead tram. Or at least the control indicator light for it. So, this
Should have a life crystal in a hole.
And 2 more appear. Okay, now what?
Get 2 buddies and go to town. You take them out and then stick them in the dead hole.
The holes are all filled. We need to find out how to energize this crystal right here. Narc, can you think of anything?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. How do you map 3 inputs of varying, I don't know, degree or intensity to an item that has 5 inputs, only one of which are down? It's not rotation. It's not.
Well, you notice how no matter what I do here, it's not doing anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this is what stumped a lot of streamers that I watch who play this game for the first time. You can actually click on these now.
Oh. Okay, so what but
it's where all the crystals.
So when you click on a crystal that's dead, you see how there's a little bit of light that went on there? Watch that light as I move these. You see how it's getting lighter depending on where I put it?
Mm-hmm.
We have to get it to its most brightest. So that's
why that one though? That's not even the one we were trying to light up.
Boom. Turn that one on.
Okay, I get it. I mean, I think you could spend a lot of time trying to figure out, like, what would a completely alien user interface be like? It wouldn't necessarily align or refer to anything that's familiar to us. And as such, constitutes a puzzle.
Well, I would have helped a little bit of something that could tell you, hey, click on these things to turn them on or off, or interact with them. But they look like they're just indicators, not actual interactable things.
Like, I think the assumptions here would be it's a power capacity problem, right? You can only light up 4 out of 5, so turn one off so you can turn another one on. You would assume that the 3
user interface.
Yeah, that the 3 inputs were routing the power, and that so some variation of combinations would shift the power from one to the other. And the idea that there's an indication of the setting of each stone that's only visible when it's turned off is not particularly intuitive. But okay.
So turning them all on, we can see the tram that was shut down is operational again. Yes, Ruby Rod is alive.
Super green. Why does that room have an airlock?
I don't know. That is a strange thing.
That's like no other airlocks in the game.
And that doesn't come into play in any way that would need an airlock. Like, you don't flood this area, that area doesn't become flooded or whatever. That's just probably just something they wanted to make it so it was a little more interesting? Okay, was this Ruby Rod's door? I can't remember.
They might have cut a puzzle.
I don't either.
Oh, I remember what room it was. It was the one with those big columns. And the button to call the tram was in that big column. Just watch, that door's gonna be green. Yes, it was this one.
Okay, and so now this tram call should work. This tram call that looks different from all the other tram calls.
Mm-hmm.
The Vex call.
Corbin Palace!
Oh, that's nice. Oh,
Yeah,
I like the wide angle.
This game has some really beautiful areas. I could just stay here, and that could be our pause for the break of every 15 minutes.
It is pretty. Like, I mean, the music and the art are not any part of the problem of this game, except insofar as being low resolution, it's difficult sometimes to recognize things that you want to interact with, which is not just a problem with this game, problem with a lot of
I think the
games.
heavily compressed video that they're using for the pre-rendered CG stuff is hurting it.
Also, this thing you're seeing out there, the eclipsing moons, that was the puzzle we just did in that room with the rodent.
Oh, okay. And
the larger moon is being eclipsed by the smaller one.
And if you remember that line... Oh.
How did we know
go
that?
ahead. Well, we did the puzzle in that planetarium room where we moved the moons, and when we got them into the right orbit, this formed, and then that's when the puzzle ended, and we just got trapped.
This is an occultation caused by the conjunction.
Why did we do it if we didn't know that this was going to happen?
We don't know. We have no idea. Neither does he.
Fair.
And if you got to this point without doing the planetarium, this little indentation here gives you a clue.
Yes, I see exactly.
Yeah, not exactly, but
what?
I don't know. But yeah, this is supposed to be the spire that eclipses and goes to this spire, this is what we're on right now, and that's the museum spire that Maggie is on. We need to see this. Oh, a light bridge. Okay, Superstar Destroyer. Show me a Superstar Destroyer. Oh, there's Darth Vader's TIE Fighter on its side. There's another Star Destroyer.
That's a shuttlecock from Badminton.
Never heard of it.
Badminton? It's a racket sport.
Oh, this looks like
I was like, there, it's done. What do you think?
Uh-oh. Looks like the warranty must have run out on this light bridge.
And look at this one. I can't even see even amongst the other lenses.
That's obnoxious because in order to have gotten here, don't you have had to have done at least one of these puzzles already? Or could you have come straight here and ignored the other branches?
You could have come straight here without having done any of the light bridges, but... Oh, sorry.
Unless they keep track of that, every one of these lens puzzles could have been the first one you do, and so he can't just say, oh, I'll adjust this lens like the other one.
Yeah, she's starting not to become so transparent anymore. Let's see, this one?
Oh, so the goal is to make it more visible?
Yeah, so we're three light bridges...
It looks like the craft that took them down into this, so I'm guessing the idea here is that you turn them all on, that becomes solid, it becomes a pod, you get into the pod, and you bug out.
Mm-hmm.
No? Or go somewhere else, maybe.
Well, we hope so. Watch this. This is cool. See those little bat creatures?
Yeah.
Get effed, bats.
It's amazing how parallel evolution on two different worlds made bats look completely weird and disgusting in both places.
Amusing gag.
That is the level of insight
Here
I
you
expect
are,
from
Frank.
Boston Low. How'd you get here
You
before
haven't
me?
been answering.
I was busy.
With my
trying
life
to
crystal.
concentrate on my work. I don't have
Uh-huh.
time for interruptions.
In other words, you want me to go away.
Those are the right words. Go away.
I needed some time alone with my life crystal.
What are you working on, though, bro? Come on, tell me. You could tell me.
Does Brink end up dying again?
I hope he does.
I'm worried that these life crystals may have side effects.
The only side effect is the envy of people who haven't used them.
Have you used more of them?
Their effect on health and intelligence increases with each use.
What about their effect on sanity?
These life crystals are the most important technology ever created. They are the answer to everything.
Well, that's the end of that.
Thanks.
Also, a nice little detail. You could see that sphere the light bridges are making right over there.
Yeah. Okay.
Perspective is really treated well here.
We can't even walk around and see what he's doing. Huh? Can't do
Well,
that. Relic.
This looks like some pretty badly deteriorated machinery.
Well, whatever it is, he seems to really
Isn't this just a pedestal for the last light bridge?
It looks like it, and it's certainly facing the right direction.
Okay.
But there's not much we can do with him since he doesn't want to leave it. So let's see. So stone plate.
I can't move this
Well,
thing
you
with
know
my
what?
bare hands. It's half buried.
We got a
in
solution
dirt
for
and
that.
rubble.
Double.
Shovel again.
Let's see if this plate can be moved.
Probably easier to point out the number of puzzles that aren't solved by the shovel.
You know what? I'm okay with that in a lot of ways. Because in real life, most puzzles can be solved with a shovel.
Could this be some sort of burial chamber?
Oh no. I made a mistake. I forgot something.
Is this
What?
the burial chamber we saw in the museum?
Are we missing an item?
It is. Yes, it is. There was a triangle in the display,
Okay.
and Boston believes this. So I'll show you what we're dealing with here. So Boston's gonna step on this little plate here,
Whoa. The stone
and you
is
see that
loose.
turned on a little light up there.
Okay.
And when he walks off,
This stone is some sort of trigger.
but it turns off when he walks off of it.
Yep.
There's a hole.
Okay.
It's a roughly carved hole
Now what-
in the wall. What
I can
purpose?
No,
stick
Narc.
my finger into it.
We actually have an item that will fit right in there.
We have
What is-
several
And it's-
rods and/or sticks.
It is none of those.
Loads of stuff.
Of course not, because that would make too much sense.
However, I will say this: this room should be more lit than it actually is.
Oh, is there another clickable region we haven't?
Dude, this room is lit!
Remember the blue
What are
crystal
you
from
saying?
the power generator room that lit the room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the place where that goes completely non-obvious? That was ridiculous. That looked like a button. It didn't look anything like the place that blue light came from.
Do that again.
Now we've
I
got
can't
some
do that
decent
again. I
lighting.
already did it. When a puzzle's
Okay.
done, it's done.
What difference
Whatever.
does that make?
The difference... Oh, I'm sorry. What difference?
Yeah, I mean, like the room's lit up. It'd be nice to light up every room.
The difference? Okay. We can't see it now because I forgot the item, so I'm gonna double click. Where was it? Planetary machine. So I know exactly where this item is. There it is. The rod. Because despite the fact that
the legally distinct rod,
thin metal rod.
Metal rod.
Because despite the fact that
terrible,
it's not a. There are a lot of rods in this game.
There's no reason for the
Tons of rods.
for the ridiculous proliferation of items called rods, especially when the primary character refuses to refer to them as that.
That's why there's so many, man.
What a convenient way to open the skylight.
So we take the rod and jam it in the loose stone.
That should hold it.
Now, because
I get where he's coming from, but that should not hold it.
Nonsense.
I didn't design this thing, but that's just the
nonsense,
way it is.
bro.
So, because the shutter is now always open, and we have light being generated from the inside of this room,
Uh-huh.
We're gonna see something else outside.
Yes,
it lit up
this
the dirt.
area that was not lit dirt.
We illuminated the dirt.
Uh-huh.
To give us target for more shoveling? No, at this time we just used our hands.
Under the dirt. A lens. Light must pass through it down into...
Well, he's doing great. He's figured out how lenses work. What the fuck is that?
Something we're gonna use a life crystal on. So it can go on a rampage.
Now this is where the game cheats you.
Oh, this is when it cheats. Now.
Yes, and
now.
I'm going to show you exactly. Yes,
okay.
Now. So check this out.
Okay.
I worry this statue is life-sized.
Go on.
And
I hope I
lifelike.
don't get kicked out for destroying the exhibit.
See how it says crypt?
Yeah.
This is a pretty elaborate setup for a burial crypt. Something about this old relic must have been important.
Boston is refusing to progress because he doesn't know.
Doesn't know what?
This is a pretty
You see,
elaborate setup
we-
for a burial crypt. Something about this old relic must have
He
been
is supposed to step on this pedestal and something happens.
Okay.
But he is refusing to do so because he thinks this might have been important somewhere. So yes, the game is telling us no. You cannot go through this door because we don't want you to go through this door, because if you do go through this door, you're going to get too far ahead in the story. We need you to go somewhere else in the story first before you actually use this crypt.
Right. When theoretically you could just decide to step over this to cross the room if you didn't think it was. I mean, ironically,
yes,
thinking it's important would be more likely to tell you to do it rather than not thinking it's important, which would lead you to just stumble across it, perhaps.
Yeah, and that's one of the issues we need. So what the game is telling you is you need to find something that tells you the significance of this crypt, and
the particular significance of it.
Surely,
yes,
it's the museum.
It is not the museum.
Well,
you would think it's a museum, given
No.
how there are
They've
so many
sidelined the lady with the language problem to keep her out of the game. So I mean, like, she's not coming back until the end, I'm guessing.
So what we need to do is there's one more door we have not opened. And what was that? For the green one? Yes.
But that
Let's
door
go
with
to
all
the
the dirt in
green
front of
door.
it. Can we use the shovel and get it out of the way?
Definitely not. Because that door, you'll notice, didn't have a panel on it. So this is the green door.
Sparky,
it looks
sparky.
very green, doesn't it?
It's
if you
not,
say so, man.
Not green.
All right, so I'm just gonna pretend.
It's like green 20, green.
We got
5,
yeah, that's
blue 20.
Oh, I hope my previous attempts on this doesn't mean I prolonged this.
What do you mean?
Well, like my original
You
input,
spun it into a combination that makes it longer to get the right one up
Do it then-
by cycling through all
then
the
it would've
shapes and
been-
colors.
than it would have been if it was on its default.
Why didn't it work?
Okay, the game just told you that was the right combination, but Boston says it doesn't work.
Right, because
Okay.
of the sparking.
Yeah,
So
well,
we've got
the
to fix that.
Well, the thing is, the sparking is not actually the problem; it's the solution.
Go on.
So, if this panel is not working to open the door, why wouldn't it do that?
Well, you'd assume the spark was a short.
You would assume the spark is short, but it's not a short. There is a short going on here, but this spark is not the cause of it. Again, this is the solution. Okay, so here's what you gotta do.
Okay.
This panel has no power, despite the fact you can change the shapes on it. So what we do, we take the tusk and rip it off.
Let's see if
Okay.
we can pry the cover.
Why the tusk?
Because we picked it.
Okay.
That's it.
Then we examine
So
it.
you can't do that with the shovel?
No.
Yeah, it's a corroded
Does the
mess
tusk
in here.
have any other use?
Some of the connections have been
No.
broken.
That is
It's not getting
that
any
is
power.
bullshit, man. That is bullshit.
I know. I would have used.
Well, at
You
some
should've
point, to be fair to them, at some point we would have used the tusk.
Yes,
so
you're
probably
right.
you use the shovel, they would be
Traditional
like,
adventure
well,
game
this isn't
logic
the
would
thing.
eventually devolve you into using everything on everything until something works, and that's how you'd find it. But like,
Which is not a good method of puzzle solving.
you could have come down here with a selection of tools, and you could have said like this: the proper job for this is the pry bar, not the shovel. But if you didn't have a pry bar, you could probably use the shovel. But no, you've got to use the tusk.
But yeah, because we actually used the shovel to pry a rock off an asteroid earlier in the opening parts of the game.
Oh yeah.
So,
As well
now
as
we
for
got the
digging a
panel.
dozen holes.
Yes. So how do we power this panel now that the panel is off?
Well, we did pick up that wire that we never used, so just jam the spark right into the panel, because that's how electricity works.
You know, this doesn't seem
We can
safe.
get something flowing from this broken conduit on the floor.
What?
If I don't electrocute myself
agrees.
in the process.
Okay.
I should have been an electrician.
I noticed we got that same sound effect library sound that gets used in Marathon for sparking panels when you close that
Yes.
circuit.
Ooh,
It works, it works.
this station's in bad shape. Hope it still works.
Another tram. Now, Blackstar asks, "Are you in Europe? Do you need an adapter?"
Need an adapter. Who needs an adapter when you got several centuries old alien wire from a crashed ship? That also spawned a ghost.
I noticed the ghost was being helpful and vaguely suggestive everywhere we went, and now we've got a crazy dead guy who came back to life and stuffed his pocket full of life crystals, and the ghost just effed off and hasn't been seen from since.
Standard move. Why wouldn't you?
There's a term for this type of animation that's being used here.
Color cycling.
Did it?
Kind of light, but it's just
Yes,
on the edge
color
of
cycling.
existence.
Because it's not really being animated, it's just the
Yes.
pixels.
Nothing's
changing color.
moving. The pixels are being rotated between the various selections in the palette.
In Full Throttle Remastered, when the sky was animated like this in the game, and since they didn't use this method to animate the sky, so the sky is completely static. One of the biggest bummers of that remastered version. And I fear what they could do here.
Let us know whenever we come to a stopping point, Jeyl. It's up to you.
Okay. I think I got.
Well,
I
put it this
actually
way:
have.
if you feel like going long enough to bring us to a point where you think we're halfway, then that's good.
You know, I actually think we're at a good halfway point. But here, I'll give us one good revelation, and I'll know the perfect spot to stop on. And it's like gonna be within 5 minutes.
Okay.
Look to the left.
Dun dun dun. Jump scare.
Is that a big gross spider?
This place is as creepy as the forest behind my house when I was a kid.
Oh, the creepy forest he must have had.
Hey, at least he had a pet gerbil or hamster. More bats. Maybe this could be the bat cave.
This is my favorite room so far.
It is pretty. You got water, you got vines. You got
It looks like it
nice
was shot with Kodak gold.
So many of the locations are like, oh yeah, I remember this location from Rama, and then I have to realize, but this isn't actually literally Rama.
Okay, let's see what we
So do you
got
think
here.
did they lift a story from that?
From Rama?
The, the basic
Not-
idea.
This is more stranded and survival based than Rama is when that was more discovery and
Exploration.
cool stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is called the map room.
Okay.
And this is where we unlock the crypt. And believe it or not, if you actually have to look at all the because each combination we're entering is the same combination for the doors, and they're all associated with the spires, so I forgot.
Where are we
Okay.
getting this from?
This is from the rods. You know the rods we looked at to open the
Right.
doors? We're entering those same combinations in.
One after the other?
What the fuck are you talking?
One at a time?
Amazing map system. You don't even have to refold it when you're done.
Boston doesn't know what a map is.
By the way, think about this. I recently had to. Oh, good job. I recently had to explain to somebody how to use a map. This person was a teenager. He'd never used a map.
Did he try to pinch on it with his fingers?
No, but it the comment was a paper map like the olden days. Oh,
Yes, a paper map like the good olden days. Because the reason why I'm cycling through is because these rods have no names for them, and they don't get their names to the spires they unlock. So many players had to shuffle through.
oh,
all
so
of them
these
just
don't
to
have.
know.
So these are just called rod.
There we go. There it is. That's the solution to the crypt puzzle.
Oh, you're welcome. I helped.
So there is more to that
Really,
than I
Boston?
first thought.
How did that tell you? How did that in any way communicate any information to you at all?
Well, I looked at this again because there was nothing there when I initially looked at it, and if you see it, the crypt in the center that statue was on is not there, and it's actually an opening. Which again, why should that
Means nothing.
it means nothing.
Nothing.
It means absolutely nothing.
Because he uses these things for sarcastic asides instead of explaining what it was he understood from the thing he saw.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he wastes the first one just by saying, neat map, I don't even have to fold it. And it's like, no, man, why don't you give us any indication of how you got from where you end up from what you saw?
Yeah,
And
like
again, I think
that's one of the.
the scripting dialogue is too far divorced from the puzzle content.
Now okay, so give me a little more time because I actually can.
It won't
I actually
do
think I
anything.
could do.
Do it.
There we go.
So this is what's in the guts of these machines.
Now this to me was the hardest puzzle
Colored
for me to
balls.
solve. The objective is to get all these lit up.
Rotating. Okay, so those rotate and reflect.
Okay. This doesn't seem that hard. There are
No, it's
puzzles like
it's
this all the
laser
time.
chess. Yeah, I get what Decca's saying, that yes, that the platform is down. However, I think it's a huge leap to go from, oh yes, the platform sinks down, so this is a passageway that goes somewhere, to the significance of the crypt, where he literally refuses to step on a raised platform until he knows the reason why. But the only reason why is that because it can. That's not great. I don't think. Yeah, Black Star is like, laser dress!
Okay, I may get stuck on this one because again, this is my most hated puzzle in the game because even because you see what's happening.
And these don't reset when you exit, do they? Just like the doors, the door puzzles don't reset when you leave them, do they?
Wait, I think I got it.
Yeah.
Pretty
These things
impressive
move
for someone
around
who never
stupid.
took a class in alien physics.
Oh yeah.
I would probably also basically
Pretty
trial and error
impressive
that
for
one.
someone who never took a class in
Yeah,
alien
it's basically
physics.
light reflection. But
Have we saved it all?
We have not, but this game does have a save feature.
An autosave? Okay.
Okay, so we're tomb, because I know the perfect spot to end this,
Okay.
and we're almost there.
Okie dokie. And Black's like, the platform is down. The platform is
So
down.
so this is the thing.
Now that I know what I'm looking for, maybe I can get this slab out
Yes,
of the way.
Boston, by stepping on it.
Jump up and down like an idiot.
Oh, he's doing that long mission in Destiny.
Ooh. Broken bones.
Ooh, another skeleton.
Very scary.
Two
Scary
skeletons.
skeletons.
Life crystal it up, baby. Oh no, it did. It's self-life crystalled.
Was that one of those? Okay. I wasn't
Oh
expecting
no, it's
that.
the Rancor.
Oh,
Aren't you a
now
little short
suddenly
for a
we've got
Rancor?
guard dogs. Where did he come from anyway?
Its head looks kind of like a Rancor.
Oh, Bull's like, when does this
Okay.
continue? It's been a good nostalgia trip. Next Sunday, we're hoping.
That creature won't let me
Okay,
near the
Narc.
door.
Any ideas?
If one life crystal brings
Throw-
something back to life,
throw
maybe
rod.
two will kill it. Do we have another canister? Can we?
We don't have
can
another
we
canister.
make it? Can we make it chase us all the way back to the water? Oh no, we killed the thing there that ate stuff. What else
I
is
just
interactable in the
approached it.
room?
Let's see. We got door, broken
Life
bones,
crystal
and
the
that was-
other one, and then let them fight.
I think you throw a bone. It's a dog.
And what do dogs love to play with? Other dogs.
Really?
Or bones.
Look, it's the ugly twins.
Seems uncalled for. What?
That worked out rather well.
So, we got a door that looks like
Now-
the doors from Nexuses that we opened.
It's not. That was not a complicated puzzle, but that is
It
definitely
wasn't.
adventure game logic.
Yeah.
However, this all depends on if you had any life crystals left on you. Like,
Yes,
you spent too much time
yes.
on the turtle
Yeah.
puzzle.
You'd have,
Fair.
you'd have
And
to
didn't have a life
backtrack
crystal?
and get more.
Yes.
Yeah, but every
Which is
time I
what
see
I
a
had.
dead thing, I'm thinking life crystal.
Yeah. So, we have a slot.
So, yeah, it's not a bad or hard puzzle in that
Fell
sense.
From this slot and resurrected that guardian creature.
So the way to get through here is this engraved rod we got from the ship, because it's a golden door, at least it's supposed to be. And instead of inputting 5 digits, we just use it with the panel.
Why aren't there all of them like that?
Yeah, I also feel that like they all should have been like that.
We found in the shipwreck.
Well,
The one
and
the
I
first
think
ghost
yeah,
gave
that
us.
would because
This must be where the ghost wanted us to come.
because the
all
way, as I
along.
said, the engravings and the runes change every game you make it. But if you're only limited to 1 rod per spire you visit, then what difference does it make? You're
Right.
still going to be restricted to whatever
the
rod
same
you
thing.
have.
But that just says that was an artificial way of restricting your progress, because they gave you the rods, but then they need you to do something else before you could open the doors, and that's look at the shapes.
So in this area, this is pretty much where the ghosts want us to go from the very first time we encounter, because they gave us that rod that opened that door.
Well, that was the first rod.
But that rod was
Yes.
useless without all the other rods that we found on our own.
Yes.
Maggie, I found something. It's far below the tomb, past some pretty ugly guards. A dead alien sealed inside a crystal pyramid.
Sounds like they went to a lot of trouble to hide it.
Must have been important to him. A king or something.
Or
It's like nobody else in here gives a
Remember,
crap.
this is the land of the life crystals. Dead doesn't necessarily mean dead. Maybe they were trying to keep it from being found and revived.
But this is where the ghost wanted us to go. The key to the last door was the key that the first ghost showed us, back in the ruined spaceship.
Maybe the ghost is a jerk.
Still,
You think about
don't
that?
have a key to the pyramid, right? Besides, how do you know the ghost is our friend? Brink died by digging where the ghost pointed.
I hate not having enough information.
I'm working as fast as I can to get this stuff translated. I'm so close I can
I don't
taste
think
it.
she's trying.
Fine, keep working. Call me if you think of anything helpful.
Okay, so
Because translation
Again.
works are famously all or nothing, where you have literally no information right up into the point where you understand everything, because that's how languages work.
I think
So
that
again-
that's how it's been a couple times, but that's not how she's doing it. Like Rosetta Stone. Before the Rosetta Stone, we knew nothing about Egyptian, and
Right.
then after it, we basically knew everything. But
Right, but because we had prior information. She's supposedly go into
Yeah.
the situation with none, right? Everything she's looking at is entirely foreign.
Yep.
okay, you know
Should
what
we
the
be
obvious
seeing
next
this?
step is.
Yeah, wait, but I think we should stop before that, or you want to do this
Trust
and
me,
then
we
end?
need to see. We need
Okay,
to end it
okay,
on
okay.
All right.
whatever.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You're in charge. That was creepy.
Is it?
He's very tall. Or I'm
Did you
very
just-
short. I wish I didn't keep thinking of the term bite size. Please be friendly. I hope you're friendly. I'm certainly friendly. Let's all be friends.
You're kind of a jerk, to be honest, Boston.
Hey,
How does it feel to be alive again after all these years? I can't believe I said something so lame.
I can.
I'm Boston Lowe, and I've got 2 crew members around here somewhere, and we're stuck here and we need help.
Use the alphabet rock. on
Also,
it.
one of them's OD'd on life crystals.
Yep.
Alphabet rock, yeah.
Does this mean anything to you? These life
Jujitsu.
crystals. I hope it's okay that we've been kind of borrowing and using them. I mean, good thing, huh? Because here you are. What are those ghosts that were giving us hints now and then?
Are we gonna have to
Okay.
wait for our friend to?
Yeah, we obviously need either another object or other information before any of these responses can be comprehended. And I don't know whether we're going to get them all at once or whether we get them
Could you
piecemeal.
maybe speak slower? And maybe in some language that I understand? Of course, that's pretty much limited to English.
Ihr Klatsik, Klatziksta.
Well, hey, thanks. It's been great talking to you. So long. We should do this again sometime.
Laham Gianak Trestolum.
Dial it back a notch low.
Oh,
Oh, and it goes back into the pyramid.
I'd better tell Maggie about this.
Okay, so it's not a prison.
Maggie doesn't
Presumably.
give a shit about anything this guy says. He could call her. It doesn't matter what he tells her. She is not going to be excited.
Come in, Maggie.
Yes? What?
Maggie, you won't believe what just happened.
Boston, I think I've got it. I've got the language. I can read this stuff now.
Can you speak it? Because I've got this.
But take this inscription here. I'm pretty sure it's talking about...
Are they doing this?
My mind must be playing tricks on me.
Yep, they're doing this.
What were you saying about...
What are you? What do you want?
What's happening? What's going on?
Boston! Brink! Anybody!
Maggie! Brink! Come in, wherever you are, we need you. Something's happened to Maggie. Damn.
And that is where we can stop.
They brought her along so they could damsel her. I'm like, they clearly don't want this character to have anything to do with anything. They shove her off to the side this whole time, and I'm like, then they do that, which is why they did it. God damn it.
Well,
So yeah, this is I think the best spot to leave
Okay.
off on. On a cliffhanger.
All right, so if wait, let me turn that sound back on. If we're all good, this same time next Sunday, is that good for everybody?
That should work.
Okay. All right, so that would be then next Sunday, February 26th at 2 p.m. We will try to continue with the dig. Maybe we'll be lucky enough to finish it up. Maybe not. We'll see. And after that, the next show is going to be the launch of Lightfall. So that's coming out at the end of February, but the first time we're going to stream it is on Saturday, March 4th, also at 2 p.m.
That sounds good.
Okay, so does anybody want to say anything about the game before we wrap up?
Well, it's still, despite all of its nagging issues and such, this is still one of my most revisited point-and-click adventure games I've ever played. I think it's got a beautiful environment, beautiful music that you can just immerse yourself in, and I really like where the plot goes after this point. So, thank you all for allowing me the privilege of hosting this game on your channel.
The art and music are fantastic, and yeah, it does seem to have kind of extreme versions of a lot of the typical faults of adventure games from the era. The art even looks better when it's closer to its native resolution here. Like, that's quite picturesque in that small size instead of blowing it up to a full screen at 2K.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that the graphics smoothing on the settings of Scum MV still don't do much justice to make it look like better in full screen.
I think that I'm glad we're not trying to solve this game. It does seem very difficult.
I think this is probably best enjoyed either with a guide or with prior knowledge.
Yeah,
Yep.
because I guarantee you, I was stuck on that crypt part before I even realized I needed to use the map room through all those rods through it before, something clicked. Because that to me I think is one of the poorest design decisions in the game, is making you go through that map room to know to step on that darn crypt.
Oh, we could have been there for years.
Okay, so this was definitely a lot of fun. We're going to come back and do it again for next Sunday at the same time at 2 p.m. Since then, I've been Narcogen, he has been Jeyl, he has been Funkmon, and we are Rampancy. Thank you and good evening.
Have a great rest of the weekend, everyone.
Bye.
Successfully saved game. We should be good to go.
Awesome.
Yeah, game's hard.
I'm not gonna. I won't refute anything you guys have to say. How did that go, Narc? Did everything go okay?
Yeah, that was fine. No more than the kind of the usual things here where like some of my scripts don't do exactly what I expect them because of the changes in setup that I make literally every week, but
how about my pacing, the performance, my interactions? Nothing too off base or anything
No,
you would like me
no,
to
that's
accommodate
fine.
more in the next one?
Oh, Alexa says we're still on. Why didn't it stop? All right, we're still on. Hi, everybody. We're actually going by for good now. See you next week.